We are back, and now we have you in the middle of us. It's almost like he's sitting right here with us. For those who
I like it.
there. So we're back, and again, welcome back to GROGTALK. I'm James.
I'm Dan.
And we have our dear friend Carlos Lising from casl Entertainment with us. Good morning, Carlos. How are you?
Good morning, guys. I'm feeling great.
Awesome, awesome. So we were chatting in between the break here that we've got a number of exciting announcements. First exciting announcement is, I think a lot of people are asking, we've gotten emails about, hey, what's happening with GROGCon, and we can announce it today. What's the big announcement?
GROGCon is taking place October 9th through the 11th.
That's right.
At the Days Hotel by Wyndham Celebration in Kissimmee, Florida, which for people who are not from Central Florida is basically Orlando, Florida.
That's right.
And we are teaming up again with, well, we're tagging along.
Right.
I don't know if we're teaming up, but we've been invited again by the Crucible Convention organizers to be part of the Crucible Convention, Crucible 9.
Right.
So our dates are based upon the Crucible date. So there it is, folks. So please mark your calendars, October 9th through the 11th for GROGCon 2020.
That's right. And more importantly, hopefully, we've been talking to Carlos. This is actually, he's hearing the dates as well. He was one of our featured dungeon masters. He created the official GROGCon adventure for us, the Porcelain Sword of Queen Ashala.
And he's, he's offered to do it again.
Right. So we're going to ask here live, are you willing to develop the official GROGCon 2020 module and come down to run it?
I am totally in. And yeah,
Awesome.
my wife would be mad at me if I didn't go because you guys were such gracious hosts last time.
Oh, wow.
So there you go.
I told you it pays to be nice. You
does.
didn't agree.
Okay.
You're like, why should we be nice?
That's right.
These people, they won't come back.
That's right.
All right.
You guys were great hosts. You put on a great show. I don't like to put words in people's mouths, but I know Victor Dorso had a great time too. Another excellent dungeon master. And I'm you guys are building something really cool here, and I like being at the ground floor of it. I really believe in what you guys do.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And it was really cool in large part, obviously, because people like you and Vic Dorso were willing to travel, come down here on a new convention,
yep.
which is not big yet. But so thank you.
Yeah,
so,
but if you want old school D&D, we played Traveler, we had Top Secret, we had Call of Cthulhu. If you want old school stuff and you want to run it, so if you want to DM, info@grogcon.com with the game you want to run, so we start getting some ideas. We're also going to have to do a contest. Are you going to want to do the contest, same thing like we did last time?
Yeah, that'd be great. I was going to just tell Dan, I'm just finishing up right now for one of my other projects that I do. I'm finishing up my gnome arc for my trilogy of gnome stories. So it probably, what I write for you guys won't be gnome oriented. I know it's a heartbreaker for you, but
I'll take care. I'll cover that.
What was that?
It'll be gnome. I'll handle the gnome stuff. So it's not gonna be gnome. He's all gnomed out, I think is what I'm hearing.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not ready to say that. I have one of my best friends out there in the world. Actually, my dearest friend, Jeremy. You guys, I'm going to try and talk him to go to GROGCon. He's a huge enthusiast of the gnome thief illusionist. He thinks it's a really versatile class and it can do a lot of different things. So,
well, I'm planning. There's talk about me, right, creating this campaign world, the Gnome Realms.
The Gnome Realms, or some other gnome derivative. We've
Gnome
gotten
World.
100 submissions from people.
All right, let's not go there. Let's get not there. But so there it is. So GROGCon, right, October 9th through the 11th. And the great thing about a convention like GROGCon is that, so Carlos, your games at GaryCon, as we know, very hard to get into.
That's
right?
Last year I sold out in 4 minutes.
Yes, I was on the waiting list. I was like, it's like getting into a class that's really popular.
Yeah.
I was on the waiting list. I luckily got in, but it's very hard to get into Carlos's games. Yeah. You come down to GROGCon, you'll play with Carlos.
That's right.
You'll get in Carlos's games.
Yeah, and the good thing about it is my schedule is sparse enough at a thing like GROGCon that even if my schedule does get filled up, my normal game schedule, I'm more than willing to run something off the clock because you guys are just to support the show.
Yeah,
if there's interest, I'll run something because I did last year.
You did. The pickup game. We all arrived, and I say, hey, so Carlos, these people, they're like these gym rats that they'll just have a basketball with them.
Right.
So you say to a Vic Dorso, or to a Carlos Lising, hey, can you run something? Like, oh yeah, I got something right here.
Right.
Let me look for it. It's like those guys that pull out a basketball and can do a pickup game. He pulls out an adventure and he runs it, and it was a lot of fun.
And so the 2019 GrogCon adventure is available on Castle Entertainment, both in PDF and in hard edition, print on, basically a print version, as well as a number of modules. And just the, he's also our friend, but just the depth of the work that he puts into this. This is not a 5-page module that you're getting. You're getting a lot of value for that. So we're looking forward to hearing about the next adventure. Just some other items real quick. We are setting up a Grognards Guild online. We've gotten a number of folks who... I'm sorry, Carlos.
That's so awesome, I said.
Yeah. So we're going to do an... and I don't mean that in a negative way. We're very fortunate. We have some patrons who have signed up at the high enough tier that they get to play online. I know you have the same kind of situation. So that has kind of precipitated people wanting to... They're having challenges playing 1E. They want to play 1E, and we're going to set up a virtual Grognards Guild for them. And we have one of our dear patrons going to be the first DM. But if you want to DM in this, we're going to use Meetup, and we're going to use Skype, and whatever other the DMs want to do. We're going to put that out, and that's going to start next month as well. So we will also be some guest players and some guest DMs, because the whole reason we're doing this, just like you in a lot of ways, Carlos, is because we want people. We love 1E. We want to keep it going. So.
That's exactly right. And I'm more than willing to support you guys as a guest DM if you'll have me.
Oh, my goodness. That would be, wow. That's
this and Delph approval.
Right.
This is the best episode ever.
Yeah,
it's going to be a 10.
I think the HexCrawl is going to go horribly wrong, because this is the pyramid.
That's right. It's yin and yang.
That's right. It's all downhill for me. But before it goes downhill, so Carlos, I think we've watched your Twitch streams where you've interviewed a bunch of great people. And your adventures. Why don't you give us a couple of items that you want? You've kind of invited us to be part of, so let people know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, right now I also have a patron like you. It's www.patreon.com/casl entertainment. It funds basically the modules that I write, because there is as Kelly mentioned, there is a laid up, outlay for money for them, for covers and such and shipping. So what I'm doing is I usually release my modules for big important conventions, whether it be Gamehole or GaryCon or GrogCon. This year I am going to release my modules at GaryCon and GrogCon both, and I'm doing the 4 modules this year for GaryCon. One is called to the City of the Elder Gods, which is a takeoff from Morgan Cannon's Fantastic Adventure. For those of you who are, everything I do, by the way, is run in the world of Greyhawk. The other thing I'm doing is I'm writing the conclusion of my Gnome trilogy, which is called Squaring the Circle. And finally, I just finished a pod to my Marquesa modules, which is called From Dark Roses, Black Thorns Grow, which is, if any of you know A2 very well, you'll have a hint as to who the main villain of that is. And by the way, after everything is done, that was a 112-page module, so everybody's going to get their money for it. But more than that, the thing I'm really, really excited about, my charity of choice. A lot of you guys out there who know me know I was a hockey player growing up. I was obsessed with speed as a kid. So I'm a huge enthusiast of the cheetah. I was always a fan of that, the animal, world's fastest land animal. Couldn't get enough. Now, as an adult, I support the CCF, which is the Cheetah Conservation Fund. And every year I do a different charity event, in which I do like a 3-day blitz of a module that I write. All the proceeds of the sales of it go directly to the charity I support. Last year it was called Lost Dog, and it was going to a group called Red Rover that helps lost animals get reunited with their families. I thought it was being a big animal enthusiast like I am, I couldn't imagine having an animal lost. So I wanted to support that. We gave over $500 in charity. Over what it was is people would sponsor us, and we would give the charity over a course of the weekend when I would run the module live over my Twitch. This year I'm doing that again for CCF, and I'm proud to announce that my friends at GROGTALK are going to be 2 of my players, my live players, Dan and James. You guys are going to be I'm so excited to have you guys out there and helping me with this, because it's a cause that's really near and dear to my heart. And have you guys helping me lead the charge there. I know it's going to go great.
Awesome.
He obviously hasn't seen my play as a gnome fighter illusionist.
Yeah.
Someone's got to die.
Yeah.
Someone's got to be the red shirt.
Right.
All right.
You might be surprised. I might make a gnome fighter illusionist pre-gen character just for you.
Well, I've been studying.
I'm taking
Perfect.
it. I'm going to grab it first.
Yeah, I'm very upset. He plays a better gnome than I do, which really bothers me.
Have you read Sun Tzu? Know thy enemy, know thyself, and victory shall follow. I've
that's
studied
right.
the inner workings. I sit here and memorize the things.
You know the enemy.
That's right.
So you know all.
I sit amongst them. They talk to me, so I know
your
their
wife and
every
a gnome.
move. The way of the
Who's
gnome.
this? Is that the dog? That's a gnome, honey.
No, that's a gnome.
Who is that?
The Tao. It's the Tao of gnomes, right? So, well, that's a great event, and actually, February. What day are we coming on? 19th.
Yep. Or March, or excuse me, April. I'm sorry.
Well,
April.
that's the charity event. Aren't we coming on in February as well?
Oh yes. I'm sorry. I almost forgot totally about it. Every month I do what I call casl talk.
Yeah.
It's my takeoff of Greyhawk again, where I get various people that are either important to 1E's formation, or some of the people that help keep the torch burning. You guys are going to be my guests for my talk show on that.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be following in the footsteps of the likes of Luke Gygax and Jim Ward and people like that. So I think I'm very excited.
What's going wrong with your show? Is there
one of these things?
Are there problems?
It's like one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, which one does? It's like an SAT question.
That's right.
Which doesn't belong?
Actually,
None of the
I
above.
have a theme for it. And I think it's something that you guys will enjoy talking about immensely.
That's awesome. Well, we are honored to be on
We got
there.
Delph approval, man.
Yeah, we
What
are
are you thinking about
no,
now?
not Delph approval.
Yeah, you're right.
Stop that.
You're right.
Officially.
In particular, I was just talking offline a little bit for a moment with David Thompson over here, who's watching the show, and thank you very much for staying with us while I'm spewing Castle Entertainment stuff. But I think that there's a really interesting dynamic that differs between the convention approach to gaming, where you let it all hang out, you're using all your expendable magic items, that kind of thing, and gaming within the context of a campaign. Well, you guys put on a very successful first year of your convention. So we're going to talk a lot about convention play versus campaign play and how it differs, and the pros and cons of it, the way that you guys like to, what you bring to the table in each context. And I think that's I'm going to have with you is going to be another guest of mine. It's going to be my best friend, Jeremy. And because I wanted him to be on the show for a long time.
Good.
I wanted you guys to get a chance to meet him. And he's been a player at every single one of my things I've done. So, he's well equipped to talk about Castle Entertainment in the campaign context.
I think I gamed with him a couple years ago in one of your games, my very first game with you.
You did. You were 3 seats down from the right of him.
What a memory. Yeah, he told me to slide through somebody's.
That's correct, because Edward was sitting on your right-hand side. Edward Danner.
Wow.
Yeah.
This memory.
The only part he didn't remember, as we recall on one of our episodes, that who was the best player at the tournament. He named someone else.
Why did you forget that? It wasn't I know, right?
Because obviously
he was
the
stunned.
truth. No, the truth was different than what he wrote on there. He was being gracious, but that's another story.
He didn't mean it.
You were the
That's
best
what happens
player.
when you lie.
I very rarely give out the most outstanding player by random number generator. I think that's probably why I did.
Well, that was the great story, and I don't know. We talked about it before, where we both rolled. 2 of us rolled double zeros.
Yes.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. So
everybody around the table started laughing.
Yeah.
So Carlos is here not only because he's a good friend of ours, and by the way, how's Amanda doing? How's she doing? And hopefully, we're thinking about her all the time, and how's that going? If you don't mind, just a brief segue to that.
Oh, not at all, not at all. Amanda had her surgery. Amanda was pretty ill. I don't know if your viewers know that, but she's recovering. She has good days and bad days, sure. And it's one of those things that we got to watch going forward. But she's doing what she can, and she keeps a good attitude about it, and she says that she can't wait to see you guys and enjoy herself down in Florida. So
awesome,
great.
Yeah.
Well, looking forward to seeing her.
For all the work that Carlos does, the more time I've spent with them, really not only does Amanda provide the emotional support, she does a lot of the work around there. It really is a team effort.
It's clear
there.
it's Amanda. Actually.
Right, exactly. Carlos is just the face.
Amanda writes. She's a ghostwriter of the modules.
I constantly call her my merch Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Because she is a stalwart and she does all the yeoman's work. She runs the digital casl Entertainment, our arm of casl Entertainment. So if you guys ever are buying a module, you're dealing directly with her.
Yeah.
You know, she runs our website, things like that. Basically, what I do is I write and I coordinate art and things like that. But she handles just about everything else. And you're absolutely right, James. I could not possibly do it without her. And when I hear people talk about, you know, being publishers, I'm shocked when I hear that people can do it alone.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult process to keep that many balls juggling, especially if you have a full-time job like I do, where I average working about 48 hours a week.
Yeah, exactly. This is not something you do. If you're going to do it well, you need help. And so,
Absolutely.
So we are here because Dan.
It's 1980.
It is
That's
1980.
why we're here.
Well, we're here because it's 1980, and we have decided, or excuse me, Dan has decided, and I've agreed to it, and obviously Carl's agreed to it, that we are going to go through a hex crawl through the Gazetteer. Now, again, you know, we are very fortunate to have Carlos on because he is, you know, it is fair to say he is steeped in the lore of Greyhawk, both that era and future eras. So he has been gracious enough to say, hey, you know what, I would be happy to run you all through the hex crawl and have a traditional hex crawl. So that's what we're doing today.
And it's to celebrate, right? So World of Greyhawk, the Gazetteer came out in 1980. So what, 40 years ago. So
40 years ago,
celebration
the first version of it.
of the, and we'll have Vic Dorso on as well to do some of our hex crawls as well.
That's
He's
right.
been very gracious to agree to do that.
Exactly.
As well. I'm a little more scared of his.
Yeah.
Aren't you a little more scared of his?
I'm scared of either. Every time Carlos has run on this show, we've died.
Well, that was the incomprehensible death segment.
Well, this could be the 1980 version of incomprehensible death. He's just not calling it that.
That's true.
So
It's true.
Exactly.
All right. So are we handing it over? I've got the map out. Is this the?
You have the right one.
Do
yes.
I?
You have the right one.
Yep.
There's Woolly Bay.
That's right.
Yeah. Right. So
there you go.
We are. We randomly rolled, and you know what? There's actually 5 cities, and I rolled a die 4. But who cares? We don't want to go south. Right. I got a bad feeling about south. Right. We randomly rolled, and we are in. We are from Safeton. On the Wild Coast.
Yep.
Just off of Woolly Bay.
Yep.
And Carlos, we will hand it over to you, right?
Before I get started, you guys picked a really interesting place to be from because there's no secret that Gary Gygax was a huge enthusiast of the Wild Coast. As a matter of fact, you also find you'll see in his writing, like for example, Rob Kuntz did a lot of work, personal work. There was a bunch of his notes that were sold on eBay not long ago, all about the Wild Coast. He was developing an entire source book for it. The fact these guys were huge enthusiasts of that area. Morton Kanan himself was from the Wild Coast originally, or at least that's what the rumors have it. So it's interesting that you guys picked that area because there's a lot of history there and there's a lot that's going on. Now, when you guys first originally decided to run this by me, you guys said that you guys wanted to run in 576. I thought about that, and I thought that actually it would be more interesting to run it a little bit later down the timeline because there's a lot that goes on in that area map, but I found a way to actually satisfy both criteria.
Oh, okay.
So,
and Carlos, so one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because although I used Greyhawk back in the day, we didn't use it that much. And so I'm trying to learn as well. So you made a reference to a character, right, which I believe was from Gygax's group, right? Maybe you could tell us a little bit, because again, I want to learn about this stuff. Maybe you could tell us a little about who that character was that you were referring to.
Oh, was it when I brought Morton Kanan?
Exactly. So who is Morton Kanan?
Okay, well, Morton Kanan himself was one of Gary Gygax's PCs, and to a lot of people who have, he's synonymous with D&D to most people that are really steeped in 1E lore. If you look through the player's handbook and subsequent books, you'll see plenty of spells that have been ascribed to Morton Kanan's Magnificent Mansion, Morton Kanan's Disjunction, a lot of very potent, a lot of much beloved spells, very useful spells.
He has a hound.
Yep. And Gary used to run him. As a matter of fact, if you're interested in seeing his published statistics, through Gary, the lens that most people perceive as accurate. Again, WG5, Mordenkainen's Fantastic Adventure, which was written by Rob Kuntz, who was DMing Gary at that point in time. Mordenkainen's statistics are in that book. Mordenkainen was a very powerful magic user. He lived, he was from the Wild Coast. He adventured all over the Flanaess with numerous groups, and he was the architect of the group called the Circle of Eight, who are a powerful group of magi that Mordenkainen heads up almost as a shadow figure now, where he directs them, and their stated goal is keeping the balance on Earth, keeping the balance within the Flanaess, so that neither evil or good waxes or wanes too much, because his belief, Mordenkainen's belief, is that when one becomes too powerful, tyranny happens no matter what. They balance, their natural balancing act allows freedom to exist. And now he lives up in the Yatil Mountains, in the heights of the Yatil Mountains, which is also an interesting place too, but I don't want to belabor that subject. The area that you're talking about right now, Safeton, is again very interesting, because a little bit to the south of that is the Pomarge. Now, the Pomarge was once a Palatine state of Keoland back in the early days, circa about up until about circa 450. There was a bunch of minor nobles from Keoland there. The weather was amenable. It was on a sort of a peninsula that was along the Woolly Bay. These foppish dandies, however, had a comeuppance. And what happened was there was a series of wars that were fought in the mountains, the Lortmill Mountains, which border their western border. It was a war that was fought between the humanoids that were in the mountains and the demihumans that were from Selene and from the Ulic states to the south and Selene to the north. What they did is they waged war to kill all the humanoids in the mountains. Bloody guerrilla warfare for a long time perpetuated. Finally, what ended up happening was at the crux of the hateful wars, they drove these humanoids out. They caught them in a pincher action, though, and there was only one place for the humanoids to go. So they escaped out the mountains into the Pomarge, where all of these wealthy nobles existed, kind of living a life, lotus eaters, and they were no match for these humanoids whatsoever, that overran them and destroyed most of their cities, pillaged and looted, and now have established what is basically a humanoid state, an orcish-run state on the peninsula of the Pomarge. For those of you who have run through them before, the Slavers modules are famous from that area, because the area is so lawless that people like Slavers can actually act freely down there.
We need to go north.
So, yes.
Okay.
We were going north.
That's a good thing.
Well, I think. Well, it doesn't.
I'd like you guys to introduce to the crowd before I begin what your characters.
Yes, and actually, it doesn't matter what we want. It matters what the crone wants. Remember.
Well, that's right. We haven't gotten there yet. So,
right.
All right. So I am playing. So we randomly rolled what our class would be.
Correct.
We each rolled magic user.
We did roll magic user.
We decided to be human.
Yes.
In honor of Gygax's desire for human-centric parties.
Correct.
As we understand it. So we're both kind of boring. I am Mendy Pushinfo. So I am when we're going to be against our better judgment. We're first level characters.
We are first level.
James rolled his up on YouTube. So if you want to see that happen, you can always watch it. I don't know why you would, but
well, it's a sleep aid.
It is a sleep aid. And so I'm a first level magic user. I am lawful good, AC 10, hit points 3 for those of you keeping stats at home to let me know when I'm dead. and I'm a fisherwoman. I've grown up in Safeton. And I like this too. We rolled up, and you did this, and it was very smart.
Thank you.
You rolled up on the NPC chart your characteristics. What page? Like 100, 101?
100, correct.
Of the DMG. And what is great is mine all were consistent pretty much. I'm clean, curious and inquisitive, studious. I'm an extrovert. I'm diplomatic.
Is this like a Tinder announcement you're making or something?
Yes.
Okay, great.
But yes, but I'm morose on the inside. I'm hard-hearted, very honorable, brave, driven, spendthrift, aesthetic, average piety. And we are brother and sister, right?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately for me.
I think
because you're the exact opposite of me.
I, however, tolerate you because my name is Sanam Calamus.
You're stinky.
No, I'm not.
I thought you're dirty. No.
I'm unkempt. That's slightly different than that.
Okay.
I help my sister, who, by the way, is not my sister. She assumes she's a sister, but
No, I am your sister, but I don't admit it because you're an embarrassment because you got kicked out of magic school
well, this is all true.
for hitting on an apprentice.
Some have called me the lusty jerk.
Yes.
In fact, some of the people on our chat who have known me.
Yeah,
for many
before
years.
the character.
Right. Before the
James.
character. That's right. James is the lusty jerk, and it is carried over to Sonam. I am unfortunately tethered to my sister. We are birthed from the same mother, obviously, at the same time.
But we don't know who our father is.
We do not know, and it is a slight inconvenience. But fortunately, my intelligence and physical attractiveness and just overall magnetism overcomes much of the deficiencies of being a sibling of yours.
Right. So now you can see why we don't get along. And I worship.
No one cares.
They don't?
Well, I don't care.
I
'cause
do.
I worship the uncaring.
How do I pronounce this? Farlingen?
Farlingen.
Farlingen.
Yes.
The dweller on the horizon, deity of horizons, distances, roads, and travel. I often, when shucking oysters with my oyster shucking skill,
Right.
gaze out on the water of Woolly Bay and wonder what exists beyond the waves.
Yes. It is unfortunate that we're not going to stay with our dear mother Vendra and our dear sister Hebe or Hebi.
We have a sister.
Yes, a young tot, but we
Very
decided,
young. After we
decided
left-
to move on.
After we left, she came, and we have a hound.
Yes, we have a hound.
What's our hound's name?
he's a Saluki named Vivi, Saluki type hound.
Phoebe?
Vivi.
Phoebe.
Yes.
And
Who loves me clearly.
and
It's
James.
a smart pet.
And just to let you know, a lot of this backstory was fleshed out. I just thought we did a good job just rolling up on the NPC things. And Carlos is like, "Where's your backstories?" I go, "We thought we were. I'm clean. That was my backstory.
Yeah.
I'm clean."
I rolled. I mean, I put I thought I actually put like a half a
I know.
paragraph.
We were proud.
We're like, okay.
As
And
Carlos
they're
has high standards.
then he's like, okay, great. This is their background. And
Who's your sister? Where's
That's
your
right.
family? Right.
Yeah.
So Carlos did a lot of this
Yes.
backstory, which is very impressive. He did it
Yes.
really fast. And so we have you get kicked out of magic. That was your idea, actually. You get kicked out of magic user school for making advances on
Well, I was physically attracted to the headmistress, and I let her know.
TMI.
Huh?
TMI.
Well,
Okay.
it's a truth.
Okay.
And clearly, with my looks, that would be the same. And apparently, that wasn't taken well.
Right. No, she was okay with it, but that the master of the school didn't like
Right.
it. You're kicked out.
Yes.
Then she is tougher on me, apparently, because of my
Right.
association with you.
Right.
And I get booted too, don't I? I get booted
Yeah.
too.
Well, eventually, you're fled because of fights and everything else.
Right. I wasn't getting along there. And now we figure out how are we going to make money? How are we going to become magic users? We've been kicked out of the magic user school thanks to you. And we turn to the only person we think can help us in Safeton.
Right.
Right. And who
Within the area, and again, another mage, because we are seeking, obviously, the dark. We were seeking arts, dark or not, in the magic, and we compel ourselves to move to the tower that's in the center of Safeton.
right. And is this switched with Crone?
And we find the inhabitant of that, whose legend is that she has danced with the devil in a kind of way. Is one way
She's
to call
pretty
it.
creepy,
Yes.
and she's got a lot of strange guests,
Yes.
and she's got a lot of. She has a hound, which seems to be maybe more than one hound because he
Right.
looks a little different each time, and he's a very interesting hound. I've never seen a hound with red eyes.
Yes.
You
Neither
know?
have we.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that fire that periodically. I was looking around the corner and I saw a fire come out of his mouth.
And so we are now in the apprenticeship of the crone.
Yeah, and I'm lawful good, by the way, so I ain't feeling this.
That is rude to even mention that.
That is true.
So you talk about me being rude?
Oh, I've been talking in lawful good alignment language.
Oh, no, I don't
Is that
understand
rude?
you.
Okay.
Fortunately, I worship the god that my character is, Bokob the Uncaring, and so I don't care
Okay.
about you.
Wow.
I think with that, Carlos, we've given our introduction.
I'd be happy to begin then.
Excellent.
When I begin with my intrepid heroes, the two of you are at the Crone's Tower. The crone's tower rises up from the middle of Safeton like a witch's finger, crooked and bending at the top. It is nighttime at the beginning of our adventure. Today is the first day of Patchwall, which is the first month of the beginning of autumn. The Olf called Patchwall Brightleaf because it's the time when the leaves turn. Every month within the world of Greyhawk has exactly 4 weeks, 28 days. Today, the weather is cold. It's a little bit rainy. You can tell that autumn is beginning to encroach into Safeton. The two of you are cleaning out the alchemy laboratory. The mistress was teaching you how to make minor transmutations. Right now, she's teaching you how to sublimate liquids, which is important to concoct potions. The two of you have been cleaning it out, and I think we should mention a little bit more about Safeton in particular. Safeton is one of those types of cities that, despite the fact that it's kind of large, everyone seems to know everyone. Everyone seems to know one another's business. Well, there's a reason for that. The city of Safeton is considered the northmost, or I should say the southmost edge of civilization, in which the humanoids do not run willy-nilly over around the countryside. Safeton is a fortress city. It has been walled. It is guarded around its battlements. It is as a result of the fact that it is constantly under threat from slavers in the water, from humanoids, from whatever lives in the Welkwood to the west. People are paranoid in Safeton. And as a result, the gossip that goes on in Safeton, everybody knows everyone's business. So your neighbors clearly knew everything about you growing up. They knew about you getting kicked out of magic school, both of you, within hours after it happened, even though no one was supposed to know about it. And tongues wag clearly about your association with the mistress, with the crone. The crone is a very interesting woman in that to you, she's creepy, but she seems very nice. She's very polite. She's got long, straight black hair. She seems relatively young. Yet when you hear people talk about her, usually warning you about the crone, it's in terms of you better watch out for that old woman. Sometimes she's described as having a hairnet on that you've never seen her wear. Sometimes she's carrying flowers and you've never seen that. It's very odd. She seems to, wherever she goes, have different descriptions. But in particular, the most odd thing about her is that her tower is at the middle of the city crossroads. And it seems to be that anytime anyone describes it, it's in a different corner of the crossroads. And as a result, if the crone doesn't want someone to find her, they don't find her. It just seems like the place doesn't exist to them. So it's very interesting in terms of that. She's clearly got immense magical powers, and she's been willing to teach you quite a bit. And despite the fact that you have some misgivings about her, Bindri, she's always been very polite. She's been very nice to you. She often sits there with giving you lessons, and your Vivi comes over and she'll sit on her lap, even though she's a big dog, and she'll pet her. Sometimes at the beginning of your relationship with her dogs seem to be a little bit almost predatory towards her, and she would always warn them away. Now to the point where the dogs just accept her as part of the household. Well, you're cleaning out today the alchemy laboratory, and as you are, the door swings open. When the door swings open, the mistress comes walking in, regal in stride, tall, proud, looks at you, kind of looks over at the alchemy desk and rubs her finger across it. No dust, just a little. I see the both of you are doing well. She smiles.
Yes, mistress.
Yes, indeed.
Good. Have you memorized your spells today?
Oh, of course, mistress.
First
we
thing.
only serve to please you.
Every morning, it's the first thing I do.
Indeed. What did you memorize today?
I'll let my sister go first.
Yes. Today I memorized message.
I see. Is there someone that you wish to talk to?
No, I just didn't know if it might come in handy today. I like to think of interesting ways to use my spells. I feel like it helps me with my training.
She nods. She goes, commendable. And you?
Mistress, I have prepared the most powerful spell that you've given to us, O great mistress, the power of sleep.
She nods. She looks out through the window out into the night. The autumn skies are beginning to obscure one of Earth's moons, Luna, tonight. The other moon out, which is Selene, just rains down, kind of twinkles in her hair. She looks out and she says, sleep is a very powerful spell. As you know, the moon is sacred to my order.
Yes, mistress.
She looks back over at you. She goes, it's to be respected. It's good that you memorized that. Have you made any decisions? She looks at the both of you about the worthiness of cantrips to be cast? Or do you mock those?
Would I know if she's appreciative of them?
She told you that it falls to you whether or not you wish to wait to spend your time on them.
Do I see a copy of Unearthed Arcana in her bookshelf?
There's one on mine, but I don't know if there's one on yours. That's why I'm asking you this question.
So I can only speak for myself. I cannot speak for my brother, but
please don't speak for me.
I must admit that I am somewhat disdainful of the source of cantrips.
Mistress, I'm sorry. Mistress, I apologize for speaking out of turn, but you know, I'm just full of energy and excitement in speaking to you. We seek power. I know it is a failing of mine, but sleep is the most powerful spell you have bestowed upon us. And that zest for power has maybe dulled my appreciation for some of the lesser arts.
I've left the creation of a little bee behind.
She nods.
You're awful haughty.
She walks over to one of the alchemy tables and she begins looking through beakers. You must run an errand for me here in a moment.
Wonderful.
She looks over, she goes, know you Corvus the fishmonger?
Of course.
Yes, Corvus.
Yes.
Yes, I would think so. He does not live too far from your mother's, if I remember correctly. I need you to speak to him.
Yes, mistress. What should we tell him?
And tell him that you're there for the package.
Of course.
And he's a male? Corvus is a man?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She says, but before you go, she says, she pulls out from the alchemy table. She pulls over and she lays down a long flask there in front of you, Mindy. And she also pulls out a small box, but probably 6 inches tall, maybe a foot wide, puts it on the table. She goes, I'd like you to take this to him as well.
Of course, mistress.
This, she looks over at you, Mindry, is yours. You notice a black substance in there.
In the bottle, in the flask?
Yeah.
So the box is going to Corvus, and Mindy's holding the flask of a black substance.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, she recognizes it right away as bitumen.
Ah. Okay.
Does that mean something to you?
It is a spell component.
Ah, wonderful.
Yes, for Spider Climb.
But you did not take that.
Well, I randomly rolled because I assumed I didn't know what was going to happen today. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts are random because you're distracted easily.
She's in the room.
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh, I thought you were talking in
I would not talk to the mistress that way.
Okay.
I have a strange attraction to her, but I know she could crush me like a bug. So I'm trying not to get too. I'm trying not to. I'm fawning over her, but in a way that hey,
respectfully.
Respectful fawning.
Every dog has his day, maybe. You never know.
That's the band, respectful fawning.
That's right, speckled product. Very well. We are.
Wait, what am I doing with this? So you've got the box that we're bringing it to the fishmonger.
That's right.
And I've got the
I apologize for Mendy. She's obviously not feeling well. Common is your standard tongue, sister.
Yes.
The mistress was very clear. Her time is valuable.
Let's go.
We are ready to depart whenever you send us away, mistress.
She nods. She says, "You may leave immediately. But before
yes,
you go,
mistress.
Remember everything that I've taught you. You never know when it might come in handy."
We shall not forget it. And of course,
Indeed.
I genuflect down and try to, obviously with a creepy little look up when I look up to her because I'm creepy. So
Yes.
Okay.
in a way that's lustful but not
She-
disrespectful.
You see her as you're doing that. She actually turns a little bit. And she leans down and she begins to whisper in Vivi's ear, your dog.
Beautiful.
She says something. It's impossible what to hear. It just kind of leaves her lips almost in this sibilant tongue. And Vivi kind of stiffens up and barks once.
Wonderful.
And walks over to both of your sides. Kind of makes like a figure 8 around both of your legs.
Oh, okay.
Well, I assume Vivi's coming with us.
Oh, she wouldn't go anywhere without you.
Wonderful.
Okay, to the docks?
To the docks.
Well, where the fishmonger is.
Where we will be shucking and chucking.
Right.
Very good.
Okay.
We are off then.
You guys begin to leave. You walk out of the tower. Streets of Safeton are originally, when it was founded, the city of Safeton was called Safetown, and there was a reason for that. Back in when it was first founded, it had a very low stone wall. Even then, it was fortified. It was the wishes of the nobles in the area that this area be a port city and fortified for to allow good trade between it and a city about maybe 60 miles to the northeast by the name of Hardby, across the Woolly Bay. Safetown got its reputation as being, again, a safe harbor. It also is one of the few places in this region that has a city guard. And as you're walking out at nighttime, the first person that you see when you're out on the streets is a city guard. He looks at the both of you and just kind of waves. He recognizes you because in Safeton, everyone knows everyone and everyone's business. He just kind of looks at the two of you, kind of nods a little bit. Goes, it's the twins, huh? Smiles and kind of shouts over at you. Goes, looks back at kind of nods back in the direction of the tower and says, "Didn't cast any spells on you yet, did she?"
I go, ooh.
He kind of laughs a little bit with you. Looks at you. "Be careful who you do that to." He goes, "You're going to spook somebody, something terrible."
As long as you stand in front of Mendy, you'll be safe. She couldn't hit the side of a barn with her spells.
Shut up.
You are embarrassing me.
He laughs, walks over to you. You guys actually know this particular guy. His name is Darius. He's one of the city guards. He's a pretty nice guy. His only problem is that he has a reputation for being a little bit, maybe has a little bit too much to drink, but he seems sober right now. He walks up to two of you. He's got a crossbow at his side. He's got a spear in his hand. Walks over. You know the drill. I've got to ask, what's your business tonight?
Not drinking, Darius. We are not drinking at all. We are off. We're off to the docks.
Docks. All right then. Be on your way.
Thank you.
Those two kids and your dog. He says, there's as far as I know, he goes, there's nothing about, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Keep it.
Except for maybe the rain. He looks up in the air. Looks like there might be some rain coming in.
All right. Well, hope it doesn't rain on you, Darius. Keep us safe.
I'll keep you safe.
Pour an extra one for us, Darius, and enjoy your evening. There's nothing to fear.
He does. He does. Looks at you. He goes, and one other thing. He says, comes over to you, kind of whispers a little bit quiet. He goes, "I hear that the Tiny One's about." Tiny One is a nickname that some people give to the gnomish proprietor of a magic academy that is in Safeton.
Oh.
Her. She's not holed up.
Yeah, she's walking the streets right now. I don't know what she's
we don't like
for,
her.
but...
That's right. That's the... Hey, thanks for the warning, Darius.
Glenn
She's probably invisible and picking pockets.
If it wasn't
He laughs a little. He goes, "Come on." He goes, "I know it takes two to start a fight.
Oh, we don't want to.
I expect you two to be on your best behavior around her.
Yeah, we will.
If she starts something, let me take care of it."
We will. Sorry, Darius.
She was.
It's all right. It's all right. You two go on your
All
way
right,
now.
thanks.
If you see Lyra, tell her hi.
He laughs a little bit. He goes, "I'll try not to tell her hi like you did." He smirks and turns around, walks
I said,
away.
"Hey, wait, Darius, one more thing. How are you gonna patrol when you're a frog? Just a second. Oh, hey, you're back now. You're fine now. Ah, all right. Nothing.
Are you
Walks
ever going to
away.
be married with this kind of behavior?
Is
Someone has to
do you
take
think I
care of
should
you at
mar-
some point.
I'm not
When
gonna
I
marry
become
Darius.
when I become not Darius, anyone. When I become the crone's consort and learn all the arts, what are you going to do? Just keep sloppy
Come on,
cleaning?
it's gonna rain. Let's get going.
Look,
It's about
you're
to rain.
31 and you don't even have a chance of being married.
All right, we're moving along. It's gonna rain. I don't want to get wet.
Yes, we're moving on.
As you walk down south along towards the dock areas, you trace the city walls going south, and the city walls, as I said, are reinforced stone. They've been mortared, and there's actually a battlement above it. Sometimes it's manned, sometimes it's not. The reason why the south edge of Safety is very important to the people of the area is because there was actually another sister city to the south of Safety. It was called Fax quite some time ago. It was about 300 miles down the south of the coastline. Fax during a incursion by humanoids was quite embattled for many years, but it eventually fell in 584. It is a battle zone right now. There is an area, that 300-mile area between yourself and Fax is called the buffer zone now by the locals. And the humanoids in 589, 5 years later, they had an idea to come north to Safeton, but your town was prepared for them, well prepared for them. Some of you remember this from being children, mostly. One of the reasons why the crone is allowed to stay in Safeton is because she was part of the group that turned back the humanoid invasion. The goblinoid force that tried to raid Safeton in 589 was destroyed summarily across the front of the area. They reinforced the walls afterwards. Since then, the whole area down south of Safeton, you two are very familiar with it because as kids, the kids of Safeton like to play in the area, the battleground, trying to find like old broken swords or pieces of armor or whatnot. The reason why it's so compelling is because parents tell them never go that way. But you two have had plenty of adventures down there and found maybe a copper piece or two going around because other people loot it all the time. There's really nothing of value to be found there. But that is really the history of the battle as far as Safeton goes, the most recent one that you remember that was of major consequence. But you walk towards the no, you really don't have any more anything of interest occur until you go down to the fishery. You smell the market before you get there. You're able to smell the sea wind coming in. The bay on which Safeton sits is known as the Woolly Bay. Now, the Woolly Bay is fed from two directions. It's fed by the Salenton River, which comes from the north, and which is connected to the Near Div, which is one of the most famous lakes on Earth. It's also known as the Lake of Unknown Depths. The Salenton goes from the Near Div and passes through by the free city of Greyhawk before emptying into the Woolly Bay. But the Woolly Bay gets its name because of the southern body that the Woolly Bay empties into, which it eventually empties into the Azure Sea. There is a desert and a series of hills, about maybe 4 days' journey across the Woolly Bay by boat. The Bright Desert, the Aberals are the mountains to the north, and the Brass Hills are the hills to the south of that. But because of all the geography and the forest a little bit inland from you, the air and the wind, the weather patterns are brutally hard to predict. You get a lot of crazy weather around the Woolly Bay. And sailors used to refer to it as the Woolly Bay because it looked like sheep's wool, because it was all the white caps that would crash and break all over its surface. It's very, very tricky to navigate. It's one of those things it's one of the reasons why places like Hardby and Safeton, they turn out so many great sailors, is because if you can make it there, you can handle just about any kind of weather or climate in the region. So you reach the market, and pretty soon you go over to the fishmonger's. Fishmonger's name is Corvus. Corvus works all night long. He's got 3 daughters who are spectacularly ugly, all 3 of them. All 3 of them absolutely adore Somnum. But it's one of those deals where you wouldn't touch them with literally the adventurer's 10-foot
Which I
pole.
have in my possession, and I'm holding it out as we get close to the location.
So Vivi is kind of merrily walking beside you. Corvus knows that you're not interested in his 3 daughters, and as a result, he's one of the nicer people in town to you because you've got kind of a reputation.
We're going to see.
Pretty soon, you guys walk
Go
up
ahead.
to the. You walk up to the towards that. He kind of sees you. The fish market has an open front to it. He looks over. He says, "Meledra, let's go help your sisters in the back." He says, "I have some business to take care of."
Get away, he's coming. Get in the back.
Hide
Looks
your
over at you.
daughters.
He looks over at you as you approach. He goes, "I thought I'd make your life a little easier this evening.
You are a kind man.
What can I do for you?"
Our mistress has sent us to deliver something to you, dear friend.
He pauses for a moment, and you detect maybe he lost a little of the color out of his complexion when you say that. Oh?
Yes, she has dispatched us to bring you this package and to recover something from you.
He looks down. He says, "I know what you're here for. It's time then."
It is. I have no idea, but I'm just going to repeat what he says.
He took a deep breath. "Let me see the box."
I hand him the box.
Yeah, opens the box. Turns it open. He looks down into it. Shakes his head. Closes it back up. "Very well then. Please wait for me for a moment.
Sure.
And if you look in the box, I won't tell anyone." Turns around and walks away into his house, which is attached to the fishmongery. Vivi's just kind of walking over expectantly next to you, kind of sniffing at the air, sniffing where fish might have been cut up, things
Is there
like
any
that.
fish we can give Vivi?
No, usually it's taken care of by the seagulls and the cats in the area.
I guess I could cast sleep on the seagulls and never mind. Just go ahead.
I can do message.
You can message them.
I'm gonna send a message to those girls in the back. He's here.
So look in the package.
No, we're not supposed to do. What do you mean? Look in the package.
It's very clear you're not going to be long with the mistress. I have other plans. Look in the package.
No, you look in the package. Don't. You should not look in the package. What's wrong with you?
We weren't told not to not look in the package, so look in the package.
Is it implicit?
It's not implicit.
I'll open it and you look in. Okay.
I'm going to look over there and you open the package and I'll look back.
I'll hold it open. Look in there.
I look in.
You look in. What you see is glittering silver in there. Wait, no. There's platinum in there. There's platinum in there, and there's a small note that's laying right on the top written, and you recognize her script. It's a beautiful feminine script. And it says, "The day I told you of when I saved your life has come." It says, "Give them the box," and it's signed H.
Okay. H. Interesting.
Is that the?
Well, the crone is how we call her.
Yeah. What's the magic user's name at the head of the?
Yeah. Well, it was Glen Meadow is the head gnome.
Oh.
Yep.
We don't know any H.
Mrs. Glen Meadow.
Huh?
Mrs. Glen Meadow.
Mrs. Glen Meadow, whose husband is a henpecked veteran of the wars.
And probably I was actually trying to use Lyra to get to Glen Meadow, but I didn't want to mention that here. So that's a separate story. Okay. Well, we
that's the incomprehensible death episode.
That's right.
As you look in the box, you just finished looking. You see the fishmonger Corvus come walking back. He says, "I have something to tell you."
Ah, what, friend?
Supposed to tell you some stories of the sea. He has a box in his hand, a big teak box. Okay. Looks midnight black. Says, "I'm supposed to tell you. Do you know how I got to be a fishmonger?" Looks over at you in particular, Binder. He says, "I know you're interested in the sea, so this might appeal to you, this story." So I used to be a sailor on the Woolly Bay, trading back and forth from Hardby. Short distance up. It's a dangerous distance, though, because of the yellow-sailed boats belong to the slavers. You don't need to worry about humanoids if you go that direction. He goes, but sometimes things that wear the flesh of men are worse than orcs. In any case, he says, but if you want to go to the northwest, he goes, there's a city called Narwhal. It's up there. He goes, Narwhal's just about as far. He goes, it's overland. He says it used to be called Nearwell back in the day. He says that used to be a trading place for the cities up in that direction, over by the gnarly forest. Used to trade with the woodsmen in that direction. But if I were you, you're going to go overland, he says, I wouldn't go to the north directly if I were you. There's a city up there about a day away called Pelegrin. That is the most degenerate, most evil place in the wild coast. It's a bandit town. You can find just about anything you want to up there. Most of it you shouldn't be looking for if you're a goodly person. Watch your purses, watch your lives, watch your throats if you go up there. Now, directly across the waters, he puts the teak box on the table in front of him. So that's because that's the bright desert. He says there's really not much to look at along the shores unless you look at you're looking for a tower. It's a place that a lot of people used to call Inverness in the legends. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Just disappears.
Wait. I interrupt him there. I'm fascinated with legends. The Tower of Inverness is there?
Yes. They call it the Ghost Tower, he says, looking at you. He says because sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. Goes it in that way, he kind of laughs a bit. He goes, might remind you of someplace you've heard of before.
Yes. Very true.
Anyway, he goes, the last of the things I need to tell you, I think, if I remember the instructions correctly. He goes to the north, he goes, you have the gnarly woods, usually patrolled by rangers. He goes, that are in the employ of the domain of Greyhawk, but there's also a lot of bandits that live in there in small encampments. But over to the west, you have the Welkwood. This is much more wild, he says, because the elves, the Fae, claimed it as their own. Wouldn't go too deep in there without their permission. Never know what you might find in the Welk. Puts it down. It goes, this is yours.
The box is ours?
Mm-hmm.
Who?
He smiles at you. He says, I saw you. He says, he goes, I know. Remember the day you were born. Your mother was so proud of the both of you. She knew she'd have to be raising you by herself, but she's very proud of both of you. So I got this box. He pats it on the top. A long, long time before that.
And why would you give it? Would you give it to us?
Because the woman that saved my life did so on one condition: that I saved this box for you. She said that she would send me the two of you when you were finished.
We're finished. I don't know if that's good or bad.
How old is this fishmonger?
It's right.
He looks like he's about maybe 40.
No, he can't be.
He can't be. He could be, but that'd be weird.
Yeah, he was a young child then.
He-
Did you know?
Would
Did
you,
you know of my
would you guys-
father then? Our father.
Oh, I remember when your father came to town. He says, "Oh, he was a character. Came from up north.
Well,
I think he was a wizard too."
When did you last hear of him?
You know, I made a promise to your mother never to speak of him.
well, it would be unfortunate if we ran into him as where our travails seem to be taking us that way, and not even knowing it is.
He laughs a little bit. He says, "Young man," he shakes his head. He says, "if you see your father again," he says, "it would be by the most miraculous of coincidences. My understanding is that he was going south when you were born. And I don't think that, as you know, not too many people go down south and come back. I would think he's dead. Long dead."
Do you know why he was heading south?
No, I really didn't know him. I saw him, but I really didn't know him. No, not too many people did. I think he took a shine to your mother for some reason. You know, I shouldn't say this of her. She's a good woman, but they didn't know each other very long before you were born.
Yes, it's obvious based on what we've heard. I do not doubt her or diminish her standing to me. She made me.
No, she's a good woman. And yes, she did make you both. And look at you too. She goes,
Well,
"You're fine young wizards."
yes,
both
yes,
of you.
yes, Corvus.
And you're going to make Safeton very proud one day.
She did make one of us, and she did bring in our sister, Hebe.
He nods down and says, "I see your pup won't take no for an answer." He cuts up a little bit of
Thank
fish.
you, sir.
Oh.
So
So we look in the box. So we've got a
yeah,
box.
So we take the box. We grab the box. Are we supposed to bring the box back?
Yeah, the box is almost about the size of a guitar
Oh, okay.
I
case.
thought he said it was for
We
us.
take the box.
Didn't he say it was for us?
We did.
But we're supposed to bring. Well, I guess we got to
No,
go back. Though.
I'm
We're
bringing it
supposed to get
back.
something for. All right.
That's right. We'll bring it back to her. I'm not looking in the box yet.
Okay.
So we take the box and say, "Thank you, dear sir. I don't know if your debt is repaid. I do not know what else she will want from you, but be safe and may your fishing
May your hook
always
always
catch the best fish."
An
May you
old-
He smiles
an old
and
Satan
says,
saying.
Sorry.
"I don't know what will come of me either." He looks up at the rain as it starts to fall.
Let's get moving.
Yeah, we need to head back.
All right.
Yeah,
We're heading back.
as soon as we
You guys head
All
back.
right.
and I try to
Um,
avoid obviously.
Yeah.
I do strut a little bit just to make the daughters, because now that I'm leaving, because I have nothing.
Oh, you do like a little wiggle?
Yeah, exactly, like a Mick Jagger wiggle.
Yeah, you do a little bit.
Yeah,
Your tight jeans? Your Wranglers?
because I'm an idiot. That's
You run down the street back to the witch's or excuse me, the crone's
Yeah.
tower. And as you do, you're both surprised and not surprised to see that you don't see it there.
Oh, we're done. We're flying. We're leaving the nest. I think
that's
we're
it.
done.
We're headed out. Very good.
Wow. Okay.
Well, go
But
ahead.
this is Glen
oh
Meadow
boy.
is sitting on the corner of the steps to where it was too. And she looks at both of you as you're coming up. She looks like she's been waiting for you.
I thought they didn't allow garden gnomes to be laying any more around in Safeton.
Are you going to be as rude as your brother? I've been sitting out in the rain for you now for 10 minutes. The least you could do is at least give me a proper hello.
Hello. Mrs. Glenn Muddle.
She looks at the both of you. She says, "You have the box, I see."
Yes, we have been given the box by one who has told us more than you ever did.
You know, I could have taught you a lot more if she wouldn't have come to my school before you did.
What do you want, woman?
I'm here to pay my debt back. She looks up at you, walks over. She pulls out a small scroll case. She looks at the both of you. She hands it to your sister. She goes, this is for you two. When you came to my school, you should know that that woman came exactly 13 days earlier. She told me that you'd be coming. She told me I would teach you for 13 more moons, and then I would turn you out no matter what it took. So I hired that pompous little tart from Greyhawk. He looks over at you. It was because I knew you wouldn't be able to keep your filthy hands off of her.
Your husband must be really proud.
And 13 moons later, there you were on her doorstep. She kind of chuckles, turns around, and starts walking away. Farewell, both of you.
So the only thing I learned is jealousy and debt is something that's carried for life. Thank you again for your lessons.
You might want to read your scroll before you curse my name.
Oh, there's no cursing. Apparently, you owe to the one who I adore. Thank you. And you're a gnome.
Walks away.
Right, so that scroll is yours. You should open it, sister.
I was really close to using my message spell to send her a little parting message. But I decide, why waste a spell? Why waste a good message spell?
Oh,
you never know when you're going to need
the
that.
horror. Yes, right.
All right. Now, I better, because it's going to, once I better read it fast, it starts fading once you open it, you know.
Well, and the other problem is, so it's raining. We're standing,
in the
middle of the area.
Yes, shelter. Well, where do we live?
Some along the road, there are some larger buildings there, and some of them have canopies.
So we walk over to them.
And Carlos, can I ask you a question? So when you apprentice with a magic user, do you typically live with the magic user? So we were living there, right?
Yes, almost always.
Okay.
So
we are currently homeless,
yes.
but
you are currently
our mother
homeless.
still lives in Safeton. Is that
Yes.
correct?
That is correct.
But that would be embarrassing.
Well, no, I say, come, we need to see our mother and sister before we head on out.
Well, I'm so curious. Come under this. Well, get under this canopy. We're standing talking in the rain. Here, come over here.
Fine.
Let's open this. I really want to. Well, if I open a scroll and I read it, then I just have to read it before it starts fading.
You would not
right?
know any of these things. Who
that's
are
right.
you?
Oh, that's right.
Just open it.
Wait.
I'm going to open the box. You open the scroll. Stop thinking.
It's not
your least.
I don't. I'm trying to remember what I learned. Okay, fine. So I'm taking advice. All right. I open this scroll tube and remove the scroll.
You open the scroll case. The scroll tube is a bone scroll case that has silver stoppers on the end. You're able to open it up, and there's a piece of parchment that is in there, a single piece of parchment. And 3 names are written on the piece of parchment. It says Lady Marissa Maynham, Prairie Meadow Hill, and Autumn Tawn.
Does these names have any? Do we have?
You only know one of them, Prairie Meadow Hill. Prairie Meadow Hill is the youngest member of the Meadow Hill halfling family in town. Prairie is a young man, or a young halfling, I should say, that is always in trouble. Always in trouble. Usually with the law. And as a matter of fact, he has had to serve an apprenticeship to one of the captain of the guard of Safeton. His parents pretty much washed their hands of him.
Excellent.
Well, shall we?
We should go find Prairie.
I think so. We have a lead to what we know not.
That's right.
But obviously, we need to go see him.
Well, I look in the box while Mindy.
Oh, that's right.
While you're looking up, Mindy, you look up you're kind of looking around yourself, and you happen to see Darius walking by. He's coming towards you again. As you open the box, what you find inside of there is it's lined with velvet.
Okay.
and there is some kind of there's a piece of clothing in there that's wrapped around something solid.
Okay. Is it something I can easily reveal, or is it bound to the object?
No. You can easily reveal it. You open it up, and you find that the what's inside of it is a cloak of some
Okay.
kind.
Oh.
It's a black cloak, and along the edge of it is embroidered silver moons.
Yeah.
It looks
Oh.
like
Just
kind of like a star pattern around it.
not a matching pair.
No. And inside of there is there are 3 flasks of some kind of liquid.
Oh.
And finally, a straight 13-inch piece of teak with a silver tip.
Whoa. So we appear to have a wand and 3 flasks.
Stop metagaming.
I'm not metagaming. How's that
It's a stick. You heard.
I've
Carlos,
been apprentice. I've completed my apprentice.
Maybe
I
you
wouldn't know.
You
I've
were
never
not paying
seen a
attention
wand.
in that thing because you were more interested in your flights of
No,
fancy.
I was in wand class while you were out cavorting with Mrs. Feathergill or whatever her name is.
What you 2 got there? You hear Darius come walking up.
Just a bunch of junk, I guess.
Stuff that we have no
Hey,
idea.
you caught anybody tonight? Any pickpockets?
No, not unless you count your friend.
What about this name does not ring a bell to me.
Yeah, we got some
Darius, the Marissa and Autumn. Do you know those folks? You know everyone around here.
Marissa,
Yeah.
you don't know her?
No.
He laughs a little bit. She's one of the best we've got. He goes, she's a new recruit for the guards. Yeah, she just, in fact, I think she just got back in town a couple days ago. She lives a little bit to the north over here, a little bit north of the fish market. She's yeah, her parents sent her down. Well, first of all, she goes, maybe you don't know them because parents are kind of loaded. Says they kind of keep their own. I think they don't want to advertise that too much, but they sent Marissa down to some private academy in the Pomage to learn some weapons skills, I guess. She wants to be in the guard. Shrugs his shoulders.
I thought the Pomage is dangerous.
It is, unless you've got as much money as her family does.
Okay.
Do you know if she's attractive?
Oh, come on, brother. Cut it out.
Wealthy?
Well, it depends on your type. He goes, what kind do you like?
Wealthy?
Oh, wait. I know what kind you like. She's alive.
Ah, good one, Darius. Good one. That's funny. Yeah.
What about Autumn?
I don't know that one.
Okay.
Oh, so that was all Marissa. I thought that was okay.
And yeah, and actually Autumn, Darius does know everybody. Yeah. It's shocking that he doesn't know that name.
Okay. All right. We got to go, Darius.
We're going to go see Mother.
Yeah. He goes, well, hey, whoa, wait, before you go anywhere, what's with the box?
It's got junk in it from...
It was a gift. It was a gift from that...
Yeah, from Corvus.
From the crone.
I'd like both of you to roll me percentage dice.
All right.
Immediate attack. Oh, you need my dice? You come to a game without dice?
I have
brother?
dice, but I like the bar.
I have a 61.
61.
Okay.
19.
Okay. All right. He looks over at you, over at your brother. He looks kind of somnum. He kind of nods. He goes, all right. He goes, just don't go flashing it around too much. He goes, I don't want to have to bail you guys out of trouble.
Oh, we're...
Thanks, Darius.
Our trouble...
He goes, Prairie's... I don't know if you know, he goes, Prairie's running around here somewhere.
Okay. Well, we're looking for that little one.
Oh, coincidence.
Yeah. So...
Turns around and walks away.
So we'll keep everything in the box for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't have a lock or anything on it. It's just...
It has a clasp, but not...
We'll put the clasp on, and I'll hold on to the box for now.
Okay.
Sure.
Since I'm probably stronger than you.
Probably. I have
a
strength of 7.
Oh, I didn't want to be. I was trying to be chauvinist, but apparently I'm also true.
Will you walk to the area that he told you about?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not going to Mother.
I need you both to roll me a 20.
All right. Hey,
The rain is starting to pick up now. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit, swirling around the streets.
Dan rolled a 4. I rolled a 12.
Dan, what you notice
take 4
is
points
when
of
you walk
damage.
by the fishmonger's wife is actually out there, and she's looking at the two of you as you walk by the front of her store. She looks like she might have been crying.
Do we know her? I mean, we know everybody, right?
Yeah, you know her. Yeah, you know her. Her name is Rinda.
So I'm going to go up to Rinda and say, Rinda, what's wrong? Everything okay?
Nothing I didn't expect. She goes, "You guys are leaving town tonight, aren't you?"
Yes.
Maybe. How'd you know? Where'd you hear that?
Yes, we are.
Maybe.
Yes.
Corvus told me this would happen. She told me that once his debt was paid, he talked a lot about this day, about you two. And she says, why I always wanted to make sure what you were up to. I was hoping that it's just silly foolishness. But
Possibly. What are you talking about?
You speak in riddles.
I don't mean to. My husband told me that one day you'd come to him, and that day he'd be gone. And told me to go inside and get some tea because it was cold, and I came out with a blanket, and she looks around. Nothing but the wind.
Is she as unattractive as her 3 daughters?
Oh, boy.
No, she's about
Oh,
average.
well, then I
Do we need a 15-minute break?
No, I console her. Not in a creepy way.
Does she immediately attack
No,
him?
not in a creepy way.
Let's roll for...
She starts hugging you. She's
I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
Attacks you.
I had 50 long years with him.
Whoa.
It's a little older than I was thinking. So
she looks at you. Yeah, she's about 70, maybe about 60.
This is getting awkward.
And she looks at you. But the thing is, he didn't look a day over 40.
Oh. Okay. Feels better.
70 is the new 40. Exactly. Okay. Well, we.
Do you know what this debt is that he says he had to pay?
Well, I never believed it, but I can tell you the story he used to
Please
tell me.
us.
Told me he used to be a sailor. Long time ago. And she said it was before Safeton was even built. And he used to sail from Hardby up and down the Woolly Bay. The ship was sunk. He said that there was a woman that saved his life. Used to call her the Crone. You know her. And she said that she made him swear that she would save his life. She would let him live the lifetimes of 10 men if he would do her one favor. To make sure that you got that box under your arm. I should have known when he went to get it that there was something going on.
Well, it meant a lot to him, so...
You mean a lot to him. You meant a lot to him,
yes.
too. He would watch you all the time when you would go out to play. Kids. I think he always knew. He always wondered when it would be time. And I guess that time's now.
So you fear
it has been.
So you fear his time has come and it's over for him.
Why are you so direct?
I'm
That's
certain.
my job. Dear woman, don't listen to my sister. Her tactfulness is not her best skill.
What?
It's all right. I've been trying to prepare myself for this for years, and I don't know why it's so hard.
Why did he watch it? Well, do you know what his connection was to us, other than the fact that he, of course, was waiting for...
I think he just wondered. When it would be time. I think he kept waiting for you to come out of the fields to the south to, playing with in the battleground and holding the hand of the crone, just waiting to see when you would meet her. he used to talk about you when we found out that you were her apprentice.
We have a
I think he
we
knew.
have a long journey, dear Rinda. Any I know this is tough, but we must be direct. Any assistance
It's all
you
right.
can give us so that your Corvus's departure will at least be not so bitter.
It's fine. Please ask your questions.
Well,
As I said, you were important to him. He spoke about you so much, my daughters think that you would be their husband one day.
yeah, that wasn't gonna happen.
She writes her.
I couldn't let it. I couldn't stop it. I wanted to be, but that's the truth. So
No.
Did
He tried to tell them many times that you would be leaving town and they wouldn't be able to come with you, but they're young girls.
did
Shrugs his shoulders.
did he ever speak of our father?
Yes, once. I can't really remember much of what he said besides that something about them to the north. I think he came from the north. Well, that's what everyone says, but he said that too.
Okay.
does she have any fish for us for food that we can take?
For Vivi?
And for Vivi.
She looks down at you. She goes, "You were so important to my husband." She goes, "You can have whatever you want in the
What are
house."
you going to do now?
Well,
Well, I'm going to teach my sisters how to monger fish. I
Okay.
as soon as she
suppose.
said we can have her in the house, I walked in the house. You can keep talking. I got what I wanted. Sorry, I collect fish for the trip.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
No, I'm not
While
having
you're
my
doing
way
that- while
myself
you're
with her
doing
three
that,
ugly
you hear-
daughters. No.
While you're doing that, you hear Poppy, and one of her daughters comes around the corner and sees you. Somnum. She smiles big.
Oh, you're here, and I keep collecting. I look down. And I keep collecting the fish.
Yeah, it's the oldest one, Jana.
Ah.
She comes walking up to you. She goes, "Are you working with father now?"
I'm doing his bidding. Collect fish.
Oh, she looks at you. Well, let me help.
Oh, okay. Pack up these fish and meet me outside. I walk outside.
I'm sorry. Wait, are you the only, I'm not with you there.
No,
right?
I walk back outside.
Okay.
She goes, "Well, aren't you going to stay and help?"
No, and I walk outside.
I'm going to...
You walk outside.
Oh,
Your brother walks outside. He smells of
Yes.
fish.
Hey, what the heck's wrong with you? It's
Yeah.
awful.
I'm not awful.
I'm going to... All right. I'm going to...
Are we here to support Corvus's mission, or are we here to be chit chat?
What do you mean Corvus's? Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. Which one's Corvus?
Jana comes out about maybe 2 minutes later. She has this big bundle of fish.
Okay.
Good job.
She said, "You didn't say how much, so I just got what we would usually give family."
Wonderful, Jana.
Thank you, Joanna.
Perhaps this.
She smiles. She goes, "It's fresh smell."
Beautiful. We remember the smell of this before we came out to wizard. Once I became a mighty wizard, and my sister here.
I know, she says. "I'm sure that you could do all kinds of things by
Yes,
now."
we are very powerful. Hopefully, one day the farmer you marry you can introduce me to him one day.
Her mom starts to chuckle. She says, "Well," she goes, "Why, are you thinking of taking up plow soon?"
No, we're off.
You walk off.
Yes, I walk off.
I say,
Jana, please. You see her mother put her hand on her shoulder.
As soon as she gave me the fish and she said that, I turned away and said, I headed that way.
I hug the wife, and when I take her hand, I press 2 gold pieces into her hand, and I whisper to her, I'm so sorry. I wish you the best. Good luck.
She takes it. She looks at you and she goes, "Please be safe." She leans, her daughter leans forward. She goes, "Please keep Somnum safe. Make sure he comes back home, wherever he's going."
Well,
Mother, where is he going?
Hurry, sister, I'm waiting.
It's right.
As I'm walking out.
We'll be back. We will see you again.
I hope soon.
May your hook always have a fish on its
That's
end.
right.
Goodbye.
That is the Safeton.
That's the Safeton saying.
That's right. It's like
Right.
aloha.
Exactly. All right, we're off.
Mm-hmm. You leave. And pretty soon you get up to the you start to walk up to the towards the richer areas of town, which passes right by more of the docks area. It's a nice overlook where the sea starts to rise up a little bit. The street starts to rise up, and there seems to be some kind of commotion going on a little bit to your little bit over to the side. You see Prairie standing there. It looks like a whole crowd is gathered around one of the docks.
Okay. All right. We proceed, right?
We walk
going up.
towards
Let's go up. Yeah. What do we hear?
He kind of looks over, sees the both of you, goes, "You're here finally."
Yes, we're here. And
Yeah.
so are you.
He goes, "Hey, they're here. They're here." And there's two women that are over there with him. One of them is a tall, statuesque woman. She's probably about maybe 6 foot tall, kind of thin, really all muscle, very lean, wearing leather armor. She's got a spear in her hand. She's kind of leaning on short cut blonde hair, kind of eyeing you up. These hawkish, kind of predatory blue, steely blue eyes that she looks at the both of you with. And there's a woman that's sitting next to her. That's sitting right next to her, actually on the docks. A little bit of a little post that's there. She's got a mug in her hand that she's drinking out of. She's kind of maybe even a little bit plump. She's wearing kind of greenish robes. She's got kind of auburny curly hair that comes resplendent down her. She's kind of watching you carefully over the edge of her mug. Prairie walks up to the two of you. Well, you ready?
I walk past Prairie and to the tall, obviously fighting woman, and I am Somnum. Who are this treasure that is before me? What is your name?
Oh, did we lose him?
Oh, I don't know. Did we lose him?
Oh,
No.
okay.
You didn't leave. She looks at you. Oh, she looks down at the other woman. She goes, "Is he talking to me?"
I am talking to you, not her,
Oh,
or him, or this one.
oh. Well, they're here. They're here. The crowd starts kind of coming around to the side of you. Your mother's in the crowd,
Oh,
and she goes, "My name's Marissa."
ah,
She says, looks over at you. She goes, "You're Somnum, so that must make you Mindy, right?"
I am Mindy.
Nuts. Well, I guess we're supposed to be off then, right?
Where is Autumn?
She looks over. That's me. The woman finishes her mug, puts it down. You see her clip it on her belt. Looks over at you. Looks at the both of you, to you. Kind of chuckles a little bit. Right. Turns around and starts walking down the pier.
Okay, I'm taking out a short piece of copper, and I am going to, while the halfling isn't looking, I'm going to point at the halfling and cast message and whisper to him, "Tell Mendy everything. Everything you know."
Okay.
I'm going to cast sleep and tie you up. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm trying to use the spell.
Your mother starts pushing her way through the crowd to you, too. She says, "Is it true?"
What's true, Mother?
That you're leaving?
Yes, we are.
You've organized this whole thing, and you weren't even going to tell me? You weren't even going to take Vivi? Hebe comes walking out of the crowd, comes up to you. She walks over to both of you, looks up, waiting to hear what you're going to say.
And I pick up Hebe.
You see Prairie kind of start looking around a little bit.
I pick up Hebe and go, "Why are you speaking of this way?" Hello, and I take my little sister up.
"Hi, big brother.
That's
How you doing?"
We're playing with. Do not get her distressed. We don't know what we are just gathering information. I don't know what this crowd is about.
"You're going on a boat trip, I heard."
We may need to leave for a bit, but we'll be back very soon. Do not worry, Mother. Do not worry.
She looks over at you. She goes, that's the tone of voice you always have when I need to worry."
But you worry all the time for me, Mother.
Marissa looks over at her. She has her spear over her shoulders right now, hanging over it. Looks at you and says, "He doesn't have anything to worry about. He's going to be fine."
Oh, I feel.
And we're not necessarily going on a boat, little one. She looks over at her. Prairie looks back at you. And this is what you hear, a kind of a whispering in your ear. Well, we all got notes from you that you we're going on. You were asking about an expedition. We were either going to go overland or we were going to go by sea. We were supposed to meet you here.
Yeah. Apparently, we are all directed by notes.
Right. Apparently, the halflings on Twitter.
I still have mine.
A small piece of paper directs the lives of all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the fates have, like the woolly bay, we are being tossed about.
Apparently.
What shall we do, Mendy? And before you say, I say we take the boat. I don't actually listen to you. I just was kind of just pretending that I wanted your
So be it.
input.
So be it.
Winds are pretty strong tonight. The woman with the green robe looks out there.
What should you suggest then? Autumn is your name?
It really. She looks back at you. She goes, "It really depends." She goes, "Where do you want to go?"
Greyhawk, the free city of.
Really? Via Hardby, I'd assume, right? That's to the north, the mouth of the river.
Of course. Well, yeah, of course, Hardby. Yes, indeed. Would you suggest we stop at Hardby?
She looks at you. She goes, "I don't have any kind of suggestion. My understanding is that you two were directing this operation, and I think that we should be all right going to Hardby."
Yes.
Tests the wind.
The way that will give us more fame and fortune. And Greyhawk is a city that is ours for the taking. And maybe we can learn beyond this backwaters town.
But I think when we get on
of course, I'm realizing I'm saying things I shouldn't say, like this, the backwater town and everything else, and I eventually get quiet.
Right.
That's a little rude.
Marissa kind of takes her spear and stomps it on the deck of the pier. Goes, for once, she goes, "Someone is speaking my language." She goes, "I'll wait for you on the boat."
Wait.
She turns around and walks.
Can I also wait?
do whatever
Can
you
I?
want.
I thank you.
But
I
I've
have
walked
free
on
will.
with, I've
He's
walked
on the
on
boat.
with Marissa.
I would
Yeah.
like to. I'm going to pray to Farligan to see if I get any sort of guidance as to.
Roll me a percentage dice. By the way, Somnum, she cuts a fine feminine form. She's very athletic, very tomboyish, but she's got a great body.
Yeah.
So let's just understand what's happening here. I'm praying to my deity, and
I'm praying to mine, who's uncaring.
and you're looking for action.
I see someone who has my idea of what we should be doing.
27, sir.
Okay. You don't really feel anything, but what you do feel is there's a hand on your shoulder as you're praying. It says, "If you really want to pray," Autumn says, "you should pray to the gods that are going to help us."
And who might those be?
She takes her mug out. She puts it on the ground. She goes, "Do you know what day it is?"
We were told this.
Pours out something from a small cask into the mug.
Would I know? Would this have
Yeah, it's the first day of Patchwalk.
Okay. So
First day of autumn.
Okay, so would I understand when she says pray to the deities that will help us? Would I understand which deities she's referring to?
Not necessarily.
And would I understand why she's poured?
Is it Yolana? Is she a priestess of Yolana?
No, she's a human.
I don't understand, I say, Autumn.
She looks back at you. She says, "Drink up." She says the first day of Patchwall. It's a holy day. She goes to the goddess of the brew and of autumn and to the wind. She smiles and she pulls out a holy symbol in the symbol of a mug. She goes, "I'm a priestess of the goddess Wenta," she says.
And Carlos, let me ask you this: in Greyhawk, is it somewhat? Can people be polytheistic? Would it be? It would be okay.
Yes. Yeah, you can revere different gods.
Huh? So
you can revere different gods.
And would it be insulting to my deity? So can I?
Not to your deity in particular. Farlingen is not one of those kind that's really militaristic about being absolute with it.
Okay, so all right. Then I will drink.
Yeah, you drink up. The beer is actually really, really good. A little bit strong, it's kind of like a more like a heavier beer, but it's it's probably the best beer you've ever had.
And tell me again, Wenta, what is Wenta's background?
Wenta is the Iridian goddess of the air, of autumn, and of the brew. She is one of the 4 goddesses of the seasons, or the 4 gods of the seasons, the Iridians believed. She has a brother named Telcher, who is the god of winter. Her sister Atroa is the goddess of spring, and her sister Sotilian is the goddess of summer.
Okay, so would it be customary, say, then to pray to Wenta for, to have good travels and good weather?
No, actually, Wenta would be a really fringe goddess in this area.
Okay.
Yeah, she would be more of a cult in this area than a real true faith.
Okay. All right.
I know of her from your discussions with your mistress, because it was important to her that you guys knew about religion. But in particular, this goddess is very rare around here. Okay. The only people that would probably revere her is maybe a bartender or somebody that was a brewmaster.
Okay. So I'm gonna get on the boat too. Who is guiding us? Is it clear who is going to be sailing this ship and how?
It was your dime. You hear Marissa say, looks over at you, kind of looks over your shoulder. She goes, I thought you guys bought the boat.
What does the boat look like? Is this a dinghy?
No, the boat is, it looks like kind of a small sailing vessel. Maybe like a, maybe not quite a sloop, but maybe a little bit smaller.
Oh, wait, I think I'm starting to understand it now. There's just a boat. There's not like a captain waiting for us.
Right.
It's not like the ferry. This is not the Woolly Bay Ferry.
Yeah.
It is not the Woolly Bay Ferry.
There's a boat.
We have some sailing skills, I would assume, right? Since our secondary.
You do. After all, you are a fisherman.
Right. That was we both rolled the same secondary skill for that. Right. Okay.
Literally rolled 13 or whatever.
Wow. So so we're heading out to Woolly Bay on this small sailing vessel, you and me.
I care only of impressing Marissa. So if that's what she thinks we need to do, that's what we're doing.
She looks at both of you. She says, listen, I want you both to know. She says, as long as I'm here, you don't have anything to worry about.
Oh, I knew that from the first time I met you.
Oh. Well, she said.
Prairie just kind of rolls his eyes as he gets on the boat. He goes, settle down, lover boy, as he pats your stomach as he keeps walking by.
So are we going to be able to navigate? Are we navigators? Are we just...
We're intelligent fishermen.
Marissa looks at the both of you two like, are you serious?
I'm not speaking to... I'm ignoring her. I said, get on the boat, Mendy.
Excuse me for asking if we know how to navigate before we head out into the Woolly Bay. All right.
She goes, isn't it that way?
Yes, we're going that way. I have no idea. We're going that way. Doesn't matter.
No, you know what we're going to do? We need to... Okay, so I guess we can talk about this when we're on the boat. Because I want to talk about I'm thinking maybe we go to Fax.
All right. The good news is we're not going to know where we're going to go because we have no idea. We're going
to get just random.
Right. We're going to sail the boat.
Right.
We're not navigators. We're going to sail. We can sail the boat. But I'm not letting you go. Yes, we're casting off soon. I brought fish for us.
And we have Vivi.
That's right. We have the dog.
Right.
Vivi jumps on the boat. She's patting and looking over the bow.
I start barking orders.
That's why you got the fish to bring along for Vivi?
Yes.
Bye, big brother. Bye, big sister.
Yes.
Bye,
we
Vivi.
will be back
Bye.
soon.
We shall return.
Everybody's starting to cheer for you on the thing. You push off from the docks, and as the moonlight is rolling over the Woolly Bay, the rain at your back, the wind at your back.
Or Luna?
Luna.
Okay.
Marissa's standing at the bow next to statuesque.
Oh, I'm right. I'm doing the Titanic scene.
Prairie's at the back, kind of trying to get some sleep. The priestess is over next to the sails, looking back and forth, and you begin off on your adventure.
Yes. And I would say now would be a good time, Autumn, to have a sermon for all of us.
Wait, so these 3 with us on the
Yes.
boat? Oh, okay. So those 3, they're coming along.
There's 5 of us.
Wow.
You just figured this out?
Why are they coming along? Yes, I thought they were just pushing us off. Why are they coming along with us?
Mendy, you're always a day late and $1 short.
I really am.
You truly are.
I really am.
So, gentlemen, that is the begin of your
That's
hex
right.
crawl.
We love it.
During the time of your hex crawl, You have learned everything that you really need to know about the history of Safeton and this hex, as I promised I would do. You have a raison d'etre for your adventure and your characters. You have a party that you're going with because you are both magic users and you would die very quickly without that. And you have some very interesting background and backstory for you two to manage.
Wonderful. We are ready for our hex crawl.
Into the woolly bag. Thank you, Carlos. That was great.
That was beautiful.
Hey, no problem at all. Oh, and one last thing. I set the adventure up purposely so that you guys could go wherever you wanted.
Yep.
You're not beholden to go in any direction.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So now next episode we have to decide. We're on the ship. Now we need to move forward.
Right.
And I'll get with Victor Dorso offline, and I will tell him a little bit about your friends.
Excellent.
Who I have full character sheets made up for.
And that we're on a boat and we're moving forward. We're headed north. That is
maybe.
Well, we think we are.
Because our dad went south.
Right, but we think we're going north.
That's true. That was the plan. That was the plan.
No, the plan is we're going to Greyhawk because that's where Marissa wants to go. Because I intend to. I've forgotten about the mistress. I have new sights. It doesn't take much to distract me. Sanm is not known for loyalty, only to you in some weird, twisted way.
Right.
Actually, it's because you keep following me. If you just stayed.
And Vivi.
Too. Vivi's the only.
Vivi than me.
Right. Yes. Vivi, everyone else, you. That's right. Carlos, thank you so much.
Thank you, Carlos.
Perfect. That
was wonderful as usual.
Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope your viewers enjoyed it.
And I hopefully we are going to survive long enough for him
to do another one.
For all this work to be.
This might be the last one he does.
Because with Vic, you never know.
It could happen.
This is Vic's. Okay, so you're in Woolly Bay. Where's the random monster on the DMG? What did I roll?
A Kraken comes.
Yeah.
When Victor and I spoke about this before, he was going to, or actually it was you and I who spoke about this before. Victor's the encounter guy. I'm the story and history guy.
He's right. Carlos is the destination DM.
Right.
And Vic is the travel DM.
Yes. Well, that's what we need to do is we'll need to go try to get to wherever we think we're going, survive it, and then we'll have to bring Carlos on if he's willing to, close up that loop when we get to wherever we're going to be.
Right.
Assuming we went to Darhar.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. I think it will be really cool. In my imagination, I think it'd be really cool to see where Victor leaves me off and see what I can do with whatever the consequence of your last adventure was. It'll be a little bit random for me that way than. Use my imagination.
Okay, well, we'll plan on, I don't know if he'll be on next week or the following, but 2 or 3 sessions. It'll be after we are on his show. So again, February, is it 18th we're on with you on Castle Talk?
I believe it's February 19th or 18th. I'm not sure.
Monday?
I believe I think it's the 19th, but I'd have to look at my calendar to be sure. I'm not thinking that far ahead because I'm so deep in writing modules right now and writing GROGTALK.
Yes, it's typically Monday night, correct? Monday would be the 17th of February.
Yeah, I may actually send you guys your party's character sheets offline so that you have an opportunity, because I think you guys would talk on the journey, and that will save Victor some expository.
Sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, like I said, the whole idea was to teach everyone about the hex you were in. I hope you learned about that hex at Safeton.
Oh my goodness, we learned a ton.
A lot, and about the Wild Coast in general.
What year is this again? I know it's obviously past
600 CY is when I run my games, but I have created this game in such a way that Victor can do whatever he wants to with time, because as you learned from your interactions with the fishermen, time is doing some really weird things right now. Mm-hmm. You will notice that I described explicitly, if you were paying attention, that it was not raining at certain times, and it was. I mentioned the moon being in a different place than it was once as well.
Well, and you also mentioned that Corvus looked 40 years old, and his wife looked 70.
Correct.
So,
yes, time is doing some very strange things.
Which
means
I've probably married and divorced most of the women here already.
Yes.
And you may be actually my stepdaughter.
Oh, come on. This is awful.
Thank you again, Carlos.
Thanks,
that was a lot of fun. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks.
No problem, guys. Have a good day. I'm signing off, I guess.
Yeah, if you want. Absolutely. Yeah, we're just going to finish up a couple of things, and we're going to head on out. So thank you so much.
Bye, Carlos.
All right, bye. All right. That was awesome.
That was amazing. I mean, we asked for about just a mini, a 20-minute or so, and you got that was a full session.
That was a full
great.
session. Well, then we need to kind of wrap up here.
How did you learn that they were coming? When did he say that they were coming? I obviously lost that part. I knew we show up, they're all standing there, they got the boat. When did it become, or was it just kind of obvious that they were coming with us?
Once he told us they were 3 names of people.
You were like,
and one was a halfling, I assume.
Oh, you're like the party's
this
forming.
must be the party. Yeah, this is the gathering of the fellowship. So that was mine.
But we still don't know. There's a lot of backstory. We don't really know.
We don't know them. We don't know where we're
going. Why
going.
they are with us.
We really
why
have no idea
coming.
where we're going. Yeah, we have no idea.
We'll go north.
We're going to go north. Well, when in doubt, go to Greyhawk.
We're going to Greyhawk.
And we may not end up there. We may get...
That's up to Vic.
Because, well, and we haven't... This is one of the future episodes we're talking about, is overland travel is fraught. If you don't have a ranger, or you don't have people who know, you can get lost very easily.
Well, waterborne travel would be interesting, too, because then there's a whole section in the DMG on waterborne travel, right?
Yep, that's right.
So maybe we should take a little read of that before the next session.
Or we can let Vic do it for us and...
That's true too.
And let him do it, and then we can talk. Yeah, we have one of the segments that was going to come up. That here it is. Where is it? We talked about it. Alternate forms, is that it? Alternate forms of combat? No, yeah, waterborne. Well, that's combat. Sorry.
But yeah, maybe. What do you think? Maybe talk about waterborne.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we'll add that to the list.
Okay.
We've gotten a bunch of things.
Are we doing? Can we do it? We're doing our segment.
Sir, we can do.
Let's do it.
Whatever you want.
What time is it? Let's do it.
It's like 3 o'clock. It's not. Modes of travel. Hold on, I got to put this down. Modes of travel.
I'm rolling for which one we're going to do on the random encounter, the Fiend Folio. What's 1, 2, 3 Fiend?
Yes, Dorso roll.
Oh no, it's Monster Manual 2.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, people are getting their money's worth today. I will give them that.
I know we're doing it every other week, but I feel like we're doing it twice as long. It's not worked out the way we planned.
In fact, the gnomes they're sleeping now.
Those gnomes are terrible.
I saw these and I thought, look at this one. He's picking his nose. I think that's amazing.
Come on.
That's great. Look at them. This is the finest that China could make. And look
okay, you know why you can't bring
dead doll eyes.
You know why you can't bring me down?
Yeah.
Official Delph approval.
That's true.
There's nothing you can do today. We joke about gnomes. Not bringing me down.
Okay.
Official Delph approved. Gygax didn't get it.
That's right.
We got it.
Yep, absolutely. So when am I rolling? D10 first?
Yeah, it'd be great if it was waterborne, wouldn't it?
That would
sort
be.
of waterborne. Waterborne
I can
illness.
lie, but it's 2. It's a dungeon.
It's a dungeon. All right. Well, yeah.
6.
6. Is that what you got? I think you are. Yeah, you have good memory. 6. All right, monster level 6.
7.
Oh, yeah, you did that nonsense. Yeah. Oh, I just had one of these. There's one of these in Lair Medusa.
Oh, Oktug.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah,
Oktug?
Yeah.
So I actually was just reading up on this. That's the original Monster Manual, right?
Yes.
It's an old one. He's basically like a refuse.
How did I? Yeah, he's
a
garbage.
You don't have your Monster Manual?
I did.
Oh, did I take it? Oh, oops. How did that? I really don't know how that happened. I really don't. We can watch on YouTube. Slate of hand.
3 hours. I mean, it's, So, by the way, for those who are still enduring this,
or just tuning in.
Or just tuning in.
Waking up. Yeah.
That's right. They're just waking up in the West Coast. Mm-hmm. He couldn't find his first encounter. And what's the first thing he does? He sends me a text saying, I still have it here? I didn't have it.
You know what would be terrible?
Why don't you look at your stuff before you text
No, because my wife, it was on the desk, and she stuck it in between a bunch of papers. You know what would be awful is if Eric Haas overslept for his painting class.
Oh, that'd be terrible. He'd be like those stupid jerks.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
you pronounce. Say it again. You say it.
It's Otyug.
Otyug.
I've heard Otyug, but I've always said Otyug.
We're gonna need to make sure that Jeannie makes sure Dorso's up next week. Okay. Otyug. All right. So we're now doing random encounter. This is the session where we randomly roll a monster to talk about that monster, and then that monster fights.
That's right. The winner.
The winner. This is the reigning champ. The reigning champ is the divine jelly.
That's right.
An ochre jelly, right?
Ochre jelly. Not a royal jelly almost. That's kind of a joke as a bee thing, but it's different. Go ahead.
Okay. So we got the Otyug. So a frequency. This is what scares me.
It's uncommon.
But that scares me. It's not rare.
No.
It's uncommon.
Correct. And it's got 1/2, a number appearing. What does that mean?
I don't know. Does it parentheses mean NPC too? AC3, that's not terribly high. Kind of slow moving. A lot of hit dice, 6 to 8. I assume we have 3 different sizes. Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah.
3 attacks. Those are always brutal. The 1 to 8, 1 to 8, 2 to 5. Special attacks, disease, special defense, never surprise.
Cannot be surprised.
Never.
So it doesn't matter what I roll.
You're not surprising me.
Oh, so I'm not. It doesn't matter what you. That's right. It doesn't matter what you roll because I'm surprised.
You're not surprised.
I could be surprised.
Right. Alignment's neutral. Medium to large. No psionics. These weird monsters. Oh, we should give a picture here for.
Yep, for those on the.
They're probably not. I know the lighting doesn't work very well, right? So they probably aren't seeing that, are they?
Yeah, it's a little hard. I mean, I think what we have to do is hold it up there. We'll do it. Hold it up again. See if we do that. There we go.
Oh yeah, wait, that's not bad. Yeah, I don't know where it is.
There it is. It's there. They see it.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at the one on the other side.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, it's fine. It's all good.
That was and let's face it, who listening to this show doesn't have a monster manual?
Right.
Right. Okay. These weird monsters are omnivorous scavengers. Not at all hesitant about adding a bit of. Oh, I like this. Not at all hesitant about adding a bit of fresh meat to their diet of dung, offal, and carrion. They hate direct sunlight or bright light, so they are found underground in most cases. Usually, 90% of the time, only a single individual is encountered, for Odiug typically live in partnership with other subterranean monsters. Oh, I like this part. The Odiug will dwell in a true state with other powerful monsters in order to scavenge droppings and other leavings. So basically, it's like those, what are those things that attach to sharks?
Remoras.
So they're basically like kind of parasitic. So they follow around and they eat the dung? Is this what's happening?
Yeah, that's it.
So they're like,
or they eat the foul, the things that the other creatures don't eat.
Right.
That's why they're always found in sewers and they're found in near layers where, like orcs' lairs, when they throw their waste down, the chute. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what this was in. It was it was the latrine.
Yeah.
Or there was a big pile of dung. What's offal? O-F-F.
It's another word for poop.
Oh, is it? And carrion, of course, is that's dead stuff, right?
Yeah.
Dead creatures.
I think offal is like other residue, but we could look that up.
So, and so I guess they clean up. They're a little bit like the.
They're God's little helper.
Like the what's the thing? The big gelatinous cube kind of thing.
That's right.
They help clean.
Got to keep the dungeon clean.
Do you think that you'd have gelatinous cubes like you just have one just to clean?
Right.
Right? Like that's why they're down there. Like someone's like, well, let's trap a gelatinous cube.
Yep.
Well, the gelatinous cube would be thrilled, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
You just go on. It's like the street cleaner.
That's the whole ecology. Delph approved.
Yeah.
The real Delph approved. Absolutely.
Okay. And
gelatinous cube, any of those slimes and jellies, a lot of them, that's their purpose as they go through and because that was the comment of Tomb of Horrors. Why is the tomb so clean? Because it's resetting itself, and that's kind of the thought of the that these dungeons are alive. If they're not static. Actually, the dungeon is almost a personification of it, and this is kind of it's a body, and these are parts of the body that keep the organism, the dungeon, alive.
That's kind of scary. So like you're going through like blood vessels and things like that, and organs,
and that the dungeon is actively trying to destroy you if you're an interloper.
Oh, so it's kind of like when you didn't know in Star Wars, they didn't know, they thought they were in an asteroid or something.
Right.
And
that's right. It's no asteroid.
Right.
Exactly.
It's no asteroid.
That's right.
Okay. In most cases, Odiug live in piles of dung and rubbish and thrive there. So here's the deal. Players now, they see a pile of dung.
Yeah.
They're like, I mean, not only is there good reasons to stay away from a pile of dung
Rot
in general.
grubs, slimes.
That's not good.
Undeads, ghouls, a lot of things don't like it.
And Odiug. Okay.
Which is why you have to have the best treasure in there, so that they.
That's what Lara Medusa had. You had, of course, you got a gem in there or something.
Right.
The Odiug has a sensory organ stalk, and 2 tentacle arms, which protrude from its hideous body. The eyes are always thrust above the offal the creature layers under, and this prevents surprise. Oh, so the eyes are always thrust above. Okay. Its tentacles have sharp ridges and are used to deliver smashing blows to prey. The creature's mouth is sucker-like and filled with many teeth. If it bites, its victim is 90% likely to be infected by disease, typhus. These monsters have no interest whatsoever in treasure, as humans know it, but their partners may, occasionally making the guarding of treasure they value a condition of allowing Odiug to dwell in semi-symbiosis with them. Odiug speak their own language and are semi-telepathic. That's interesting. thus often able to communicate with other life forms when the Odiug so desire. Okay, so this has been very interesting to me. So basically what you want is if you're building, I'm building the goblin lair.
Right.
I should be thinking Odiug, right? So we've got, they go in there, they do their business on the dungeon floor, and there's an Odiug there.
Right.
And he eats it?
Yeah, that's it. It's a circle of life. It's the whole...
Who eats the Odiug poop?
It doesn't say it produces poop. Maybe it produces methane gas, which then the lichens on the... I mean, yeah, I'm sure...
Don't let it torch
Who do
in
we
there?
have to talk to? Ed Greenwood?
The ecology of the Odiug. I wonder if that ever happened.
I'm sure it has.
Oh, he has to write that if he hasn't.
Yeah, I'll get right on. I'm sure that's the first thing he wants to do. By the $200,000 Kickstarter, he will do the entire Fiend Folio.
Excuse me, we're Delph approved.
Delph approved.
He'll do it for us.
That's right.
Right? Come on.
He'll do it.
All
Officially Delph approved. You got to add the official.
I got it. Oh, what is the Neo Odiug?
That's a new version of it.
It says see also,
Yeah.
but it's in this book.
It's under N. It is. Because there it is.
What? Neo Odiug
That's
are
the
a
more
larger, so it's like the giant Odiug?
Basically. Yeah, it's got more features.
More intelligent species of Odiug.
Yeah.
Oh, because the other one was animal, probably.
Yeah.
Let me see intelligence. No, low average.
Low
Oh,
average.
they're not that
Well, they're
sweet.
semi-telepathic. I mean, they've...
Oh, that's right. Oh, this is average to varied.
Yeah.
They conform to the general characteristics of Odiug and are even more aggressive in their hunting of prey. Oh, so these are like poop eaters on the move.
Right.
I gotcha. Also, the Neo Odiug are slightly better at telepathic communication. Some specimens of these creatures reach 8 feet diameter and a height of 3 feet or more. So this is basically someone was like, well, we need a cooler Neo Odiug. We want it better.
Right.
This one wasn't big enough and good enough.
Right.
But what I do appreciate is we got the picture.
Right. They show you how it's done.
And they show you the people. Right. The poor characters are being attacked.
So the first thing we need to figure out with this one is what hit dice it is. And technically, I'm going to make a ruling, because I'm going to be that way. There's a 90% chance that there could be 2 of them. Usually only one is encountered. It actually has a specificity. Do we want to say it's always 1, or do we want to try to roll the 90%?
Well, I like your idea. We need to be careful in not saying this always applies to number appearing, right? But this is a special. So if it has a parentheses next to it, then we will do it.
I like that.
I like that too.
Okay, so roll percentages.
What are we going to, so what's
This is to see 90 or above. There's 2.
91 or above.
That's correct.
Wow, okay. All right. Which one's this one? The 10 and the 8. Still giving me trouble. Oh, 89.
That's up. So there's one Odiug.
You know, because you know what I would have said if that had happened?
What? Odiug.
Oh, Odiug, exactly. Oh, Odiug. All right.
D6. Now we have to figure out what hit dice this is.
Oh, you're right. So I assume we just roll a 6-sided.
1 to 2 is 6, 3 to 4 is 7, 5, 6 is 8.
Wait, do we have some betting going on here? So what's an ochre jelly like?
Not as good as an Odiug.
Very close. 6 hit dice. Oh, AC 8.
Yeah.
And these are 3 attacks. The Odiug should win this thing.
It should be a beatdown.
The Odiug should win this. You're right.
Right.
And there's no poison going on or anything. What is the ochre jelly? It doesn't like...
The ochre jelly just it lashes out. It does dissolve flesh.
This is a very weird... This could have happened, though. Right. They're hanging out in the dungeon.
That's right.
The Odiug is like, wait, I smell some poop. Heads on down there. And an ochre jelly. He comes around the corner.
Exactly.
And there's an ochre jelly. And, but he's never scared. I mean, he's never surprised.
Right.
It's 7 hit dice.
Okay, 7 hit dice.
Do you want me to roll it now?
No, we don't.
Okay. You only roll if necessary.
He may not be hit. We don't even know if he's going to get hit. So
this is the divine jelly.
That's right.
And we have to remember to pray at the end of it, descend and do a beat down on the winner. Do you like that?
I like that. Yeah, that's good.
That worked out well.
Excellent.
Okay.
So
they're sending.
I am the ochre jelly, right?
You're the ochre jelly. So you're rolling to see if you were surprised when I come around the corner. I saw you. No.
So now it's just initiative.
That's too bad.
Oh, we've got to roll distance, how far we are.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
D6 plus 4. It's D6 plus 4? D6, yeah, something like that. 70 feet away. So you slither around and you see, actually the ochre jelly slithered around.
Oh, we're both slow. You're 3 inches, I'm 6 inches. It's like...
It's going to take a while.
We'll be back in 20 minutes.
2 hours
later. Yeah, this is a really
move to close. Okay, so we're a little bit away. So now it's initiative. You're going to attack?
Yes, I'm attacking. I'm not parlaying.
4. You're not going to use your semi-telepathic thing to talk to me?
Run. All right, it's all yours. This could take forever.
All right, so I move my 3 inches. That's my round.
Okay. Is Kelly available? Can we get him back on? Or Carlos?
All right. You always like me. And now the jelly moves.
Yes.
Creeping like the blob.
Notice.
Slow. Let's notice
The OTUG. All right.
Now the OTUG moves to close.
So let's say we ultimately close.
Yes, we are. We are within.
So now
we
we're
end up within
rolling?
10 feet. Now it's initiative.
I like that because I get a new roll.
That's right.
That worked out for me.
3. It is. 4. Okay.
Beat down coming.
You get your attack.
Okay, let's do it.
AC 8. Your 7 hit dice. That's pretty good.
Oh, it's an 8.
You may hit.
I probably did hit, didn't I?
Okay, so you.
Oh, and I have 3. Well, hang on, I'm rolling 3 of these.
I'll tell you when you
8,
miss.
8, 5.
You hit all 3 times.
Oh, this is going to be a beat down. Literally a beat down.
Yes,
and a bite down.
This is a beat
All
down.
right, let's do it. 1 to 8. Here we go. Let's make this fast. The poor divine jelly. That's a 5.
He should have went back to his thing.
That's a 5. That's 10. Wow, that's going to be faster than I thought. That's 10. 14 points of damage.
Okay, he's minus 14. You've taken it. You see the OTUG strike with its appendages and its maw. We'll have to roll percentages.
Oh,
see
and
if
now
you
do
got
you
tetanus.
smell too now?
It says 90% chance I got tetanus.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I have tetanus or typhus.
You do? Oh, you're 90% like. Wow. These things are pretty nasty.
Yeah.
They're kind of nasty, actually.
Yeah, they're big brutes. Okay.
They are.
Well, but now I get my attack.
All right.
Let's see if I hit you. Well, let's see if the ochre jelly hits the ODUG. It's not hitting each other. 20!
Whoa!
Look at that hit. Too bad we
Yes.
don't do double damage here. Good hits and critical misses.
Yeah, good hits and bad misses,
Yeah,
whatever.
Because then I may have a chance. But now it's 1. We start rolling your hit dice, buddy.
1 1.
4. I took 4 points. Roll your hit dice.
I'm so scared. All right.
All right, if you
7.
roll, well, keep
1,
rolling that.
4.
Oh,
What, 11?
11.
Oh,
19,
19.
20.
20. 26.
26.
Last one. 28 hit points.
Yeah.
How many do you have? Do we know?
27.
Wow. All right. This might be closer than I thought. Well, you had 27.
I had 20. And how much you lost? You lost 3 hit points? 4 hit points. You lost 4 just now.
All right. So it's initiative.
Initiative, yep. 2 hours later. 6.
Uh-oh. 2.
Ah,
Oh, I don't care about that because you're not going to kill me on this one.
11. What's
I'm
your
AC 3.
Oh, that's pretty good. You don't think are you claiming that you may not lose?
I don't think the ODX is going to lose it.
I hit you with I need a 10.
Okay.
50-50 chance. 3 to 12.
Wow, that's a
Power of
lot.
the dice.
That's a lot.
2, 1, 3, 6 points. Now you're down to 18, mister.
All right. Oh, a 5.
That's a
That's a
hit.
hit. What do I need?
You need a 5.
Oh my gosh. Hit. 11, 16. Well, obviously. All right.
It's gonna be.
Could this be it?
You'd have to roll a lot.
Let's do it. Oh, would I?
Yeah.
3.
Mm-hmm.
7 total.
Yeah.
And 2 more. 9 total.
You have 4 points left.
Okay, so you really need initiative. How many do I have?
You have 18. I can't kill you on this round. You have to.
Oh, you're in
miss.
trouble. Yeah, I'll miss a few times.
Yeah, you have to like. Do you want to? Can I parlay at this point? Maybe you want to.
You can do anything. What do you declare?
No,
We're
I'm
declaring. You do
attacking.
anything you
I'm
want.
attacking. I'm the ochre jelly. I came from Jubilix's.
You're
lair.
the divine jelly.
Right. And I rolled a 3 for initiative. But you should be thinking about that. There should be a morale roll. You should finally realize your semi-intelligence. Finally realize this is not just some normal run-of-the-mill ochre jelly. Wait till
You
I roll.
don't seem to be doing that well. Oh, it's simultaneous.
Well, you get your first attack. You get your attack.
No, I think those are natural attacks.
Oh, that's right. It's on
I think it'll work, right?
That's fine.
Wait, no, you roll. See how you do it. Let's see what happens to you. Oh no, that's cocked.
Okay, I'll roll it again.
Oh, I thought you were gonna fight. Oh, what? I thought you were gonna fight it. I would have relented. It wasn't that cocked. It was a 20. It was a little bit of skew.
Jelly.
Next to the 6, he re-rolled and he got a 1 for our non-viewers, our
yes,
listeners.
It really was a 20, and then.
But you were so quick to abandon that.
Yeah,
I gave you grief, and you just very quickly were like,
did. You know why I did? Because.
You want the segment to be over.
Yes,
No.
right.
I want to die. Look, a 4.
Oh, you missed. That's 1.
13.
That's a hit.
And a 7. So what? The 2 and the 3. All right. Yeah. It's not. How many hit points do you have?
Not enough. I have 4 hit points. You have to really choke it.
1. You got to be kidding me. 4 and a 5.
5. That's it.
The divine jelly. It stopped wiggling.
The OTUG is now the leader. Okay, but now
we can have great names.
I think now. So this is interesting. I should still get divine intervention, right?
Yes, you would get divine intervention. Exactly. You
But now what
absolutely
happens?
would.
Because I did get a small pet the last time. So is my chance less now? What's the...
Oh, because it already been listened to once?
That's right.
Oh, that's
Well, I'm just doing a
just
straight
roll.
up.
Let's just do it.
Why are
It's
we
a
worried
10
about
Right, right.
Hey, look at...
You got it!
Look at
You know what's crazy is I saw that 0-0 and I was thinking that might be a 0 because then he would actually come. That would have been awesome
That's
if
right.
what Jubilex comes.
Well, oh, yeah, it
maybe.
has to be 0-1, and then you have to roll it again.
It's going to be 0-0.
That's right.
And then you got to get your level or below.
That's right.
Wow.
So,
this jelly is divine.
I told
I'm
you.
a true believer.
Yeah, so this is not over.
But now what's coming? Should it be like a random jelly?
Well,
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Jubilex ascending again.
That's right. Some things just spewing out of
And
it.
clearly I got to keep the hit points I have now.
Right, now,
I don't
yeah.
get to recharge.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
This is...
Another
excited.
divine jelly. You should be. That's very exciting.
All right, in his lair, there will be 1 to 4 slimes, ochre jellies, gray oozes, and black pudding. So roll d4, and then we'll figure out, right? Because he's only going to get 1. He's not going to get...
I think he gets 1, don't you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah.
4.
A black pudding.
Oh, wow.
That's what
Black
I'm talking about.
pudding. Is that a song?
That's right. Don't eat your meat. All right, now we're talking.
All right. It's on to black pudding.
Now you're not now.
Well, wait, this is disappointing because there's so many good names for the Odiok. You know what I mean?
That's right. Odie.
Well, I mean, fecal type names. Don't you
that's
think
right,
they would all go
that's right.
crazy for that?
Oh, what was his name?
You know?
The Christmas Pooh.
Dung Master Gen.
Howdy Ho from South Park.
Stuff like that, right?
Howdy Ho.
The Dung Master
That's right.
General.
That's right.
Ha-ha. Okay.
Scatman.
Scatmandu.
That's right. Scatmandu.
Exactly.
Well, he's in trouble now because
Hey,
the black pudding.
Those names are not going to happen. Right.
Because here's the problem.
Pudding time.
Read its special defenses.
Hey, you know what happens? If he wins, we can bring chocolate pudding next time to eat.
Oh, that would be good.
Right? All right.
Right. Here's the part that you have to understand with the black pudding.
Oh, it's over.
If chopped or struck, the monster is broken into 2 or more parts, each able to attack. It does not do damage. You can't hurt it with blows, cold, and lightning do not harm it.
What do I have to hit it with?
You're dead.
Let's do it.
It's basically...
I can't bite it. I want to eat it.
Ah, Bill Cosby enters the room. Thank you, sir.
All right.
That was good.
So the divine pudding.
Yeah, so the divine pudding. The black pudding is a monster composed of groups of single cells. It's a scavenger, blah, 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 can flow, travels equally well on walls or ceilings. Its tiny mouth and saliva do 3 to 24 hit points per round to expose flesh. If the monster needs to dissolve wood, it can to obtain food. Remember, we went over black pudding. I think we had a black pudding at one point.
I'll have to listen to it. You know, I think, you know what I like? I'd like to have a character.
How did he die? How did the black pudding die?
Do we have black pudding?
I feel like we did because we talked about the whole did it need to eat flesh or not. Remember? Well, that was before we did.
We weren't killing each other.
That's right. We were not killing each other.
But you know what'd be great is to have a character who's like an expert and obsessed on jellies and puddings and
Right.
worships Jubilex.
That's right.
Can you see that?
I like that idea.
I like that too.
Tell
Okay.
that to Carlos.
Right?
All right, so now it's initiative again. Well, now it can be surprised. You can't be surprised. So I could be, even though I popped in, somehow I could be surprised. I'm not surprised.
You're like, well, you don't know where you're going. Well,
just
yeah,
got-
you're just sitting there, and all of a sudden, of course, you're surprised.
Jubilex sends his minion.
Yeah, it should be like 1 to 5. Well,
That's right.
You know? All right.
Well, I think he probably said something to.
Initiative. You think he sent a message? Like, go?
Oh.
6 to 1.
Yeah, he's not messing around.
All right.
All right,
We'll do
so
it.
now I need to figure out.
10 hit dice.
I actually need to figure out its hit points because that's how big the creature is. That's interesting.
Oh, this gets complicated. 10 to 20. Oh.
Yeah, so I got to roll his hit dice quickly. 6, 8, 10, 16, that's 5. Just remember 16. 12, 16, 18, 25, and 16 is 41. He has 41 hit points. So that means, because here on the bottom it says if they're 41, he's 7 foot diameter.
Okay. And why is that relevant?
Because he's much bigger. It's just the size of him.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but they want you to figure that out.
Okay.
All right, so now I'm attacking.
Go for it.
Black pudding. He's 7 foot in diameter. And he's going to attack you. I'm going to beat you. 4. What's your AC? I think I actually missed.
AC 3.
AC 3. I think I missed. And we're flipping AC 10 hit dice. AC 3. I needed a 7, so I missed. Go ahead.
Okay, and so so explain this to me, why I can't do any damage. So I know it's accurate, I just want to learn. So cold doesn't affect it. Oh, so fire would do it, so if I had fire.
Right.
But there's no, there's no...
If chopped or struck, the monster is broken into 2 or more parts, each able to attack.
Oh, jeez.
The same is true if attacked by lightning. Cold does not affect it. Fire does normal damage, and they avoid flames.
So it's the only way to do it is fire?
Yes.
And it's gonna try to move away. It's only 6 inches. So the only way to so if you have fire, you can handle it. So if a black pudding's coming, you just pull out a torch.
You set things on fire. You set your other party members and throw them at them.
Perfect. The gnome.
Right. Yeah. So imagine him on fire and you throw him in there. Right.
So that's
gnome toss.
Set his beard on fire. So that's the only. Wait, is that easy then to just avoid a black pudding? You just light a torch and wave it.
Yeah, you run away from them.
That's it though.
Yeah.
If you've got fire, you'll get away from a black pudding.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You should. You should try to run away.
Okay.
And move faster than them.
Okay. So
because they will come after you.
Right, and move faster. Well, if I've got a torch, I can just kind of wave it at them, can't I?
Right.
Or whatever. So I'm rolling for nothing.
Exactly.
11.
Well, if I was DMing this, I'd be like, oh, you see the Oaktook striking at the black pudding. Do you want to run at this point? Do you think he's intelligent? Do you want to make an intelligence check to see?
No,
if
we fight to the death.
Okay, well
that's the way this works.
He's AC 6. You need a 7, so you did hit. You did strike it,
but nothing happened.
Well, you see as the strike from the pseudopod, it causes the black pudding to shimmer and move out of the way, but it doesn't appear to be doing any damage. Roll your other attacks.
Oh, that's right. I forgot I got all these.
All these attacks that don't matter.
Well, no, the bite is the best one. A 5, a 16. I bit it.
Okay, let's see. It may have typhus.
Oh, that's right. It's a good point.
That's right. It has typhus now.
What does this do for his future?
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
That's right. We have to roll for the typhus. Yeah, it is. You're right. This could affect him. He might die without being killed.
That's right.
By the other
die of natural causes.
Yes. Oh, the royal pudding.
Oh, he throws the challenge fan.
The divine pudding.
Why are they throwing the challenge flag?
Challenge.
What's the
break
challenge?
in the action? I bet you it's about on the damage. I haven't read this. It's so long.
What is the challenge? Let them do that. Go ahead. So it's initiative, right?
Okay. Yes.
All right. Roll initiative. People are calling to.
It's a massive controversy.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
4. I won.
Okay, roll your damage. Doesn't do anything.
1, 12.
You hit once.
And an 8.
You miss.
Okay.
You hit the first time.
I just whacked at you.
Okay. Do your damage. Doesn't do anything.
I know. So you're making me roll that? All right.
Yeah. Because you have to.
All right. I got you.
Because technically he's being split up.
Oh, that's true. 8.
All right. So he's going to attack. This time I hit with the 12.
If chopped or struck, the monster is broken into 2 or more parts, each able to attack.
Now you could argue that each of them do multiple attacks, which I would not do because that would be absolutely insane. I'm still saying
so if it's
as a group you could attack.
Yeah, you're right, because it doesn't just say chopped, it says or struck.
Yeah.
So you strike, it is broken into 2 or more parts.
Each can attack.
Each able to attack. Yeah, so I guess, could you do it like you do the hit point damage, but now it's just, like, let's say I did 8 hit points of damage, but now it's just a little 8 hit point pudding on the side.
Actually, I stand corrected. This is why this is important. Note that even those of the smallest size, or those as small as 1 foot diameter, are able to deliver normal damage. So actually, it's doing more damage. There's more attacks.
It's worse.
Yes.
Would you call it that? Like, let's say I did 8 hit points of damage. Would you call that a little 8 hit point pudding, or how does it? Or are they not all 6? Are they all 6 to 8 even when you chop it, or
no?
Would you like
they're
the
little
hit
puddings.
points? Right. So you do like the hit point damage is sliced off.
Yes.
Like, let's say I do 8 hit points. You got an 8 hit point pudding there.
Right. Yeah. You basically that's what we should be doing, splitting it up into little.
Oh, so I've done like so. Yeah. So not when I bite you. When I bite you.
Yeah. When you bite me. Yeah, you strike me.
Can I swallow you?
Well, I guess you could swallow, but then it's attacking you from the inside.
I don't feel good, Mom. Something I ate. It was that pudding.
That pudding pops was not very good. That's a terrible Bill Cosby.
Doesn't agree with me.
That's right. Oh, that's not very good. Oh, yeah, don't worry about the 20. This is fine. We want the black pudding to finish him off anyway. So I'm going to say there's at least 2 puddings, and they're going to attack. And the other pudding attacked you, missed. So you take 3 to 24.
Wait, how many puddings are there? Because do they carry over next week?
No,
so
they would come back together.
Oh, okay. When no one's looking. Oh, okay.
When they reconstitute their hit points.
Oh, okay.
So, there's 3 puddings or 2? You've hit twice. Well, because I get a third attack. Yeah. I'm going to do it. Oh, I still missed. So I get 1, 3, 5, 11. Is that... no, you're still alive.
What?
All right, now it's
Can I commit suicide?
You should.
Did I have cyanide with me?
Yeah, what if you had a flaming sword? That would be awesome.
Well, I gave you typhus, so I don't care.
Yes, you gave part of me typhus. Maybe I'll expel that part, the part that you chunked in your mouth. That
Good
has a
luck.
typhus.
No, you have typhus.
Initiative. 5. All
1.
right, now this is done. Hey, you're the one with divine intervention. 20.
You rolled it.
14. That was nice to see the Otug. He's no more. 7. You've moved on.
No.
So I've done a lot of damage. So there it is.
He has passed.
So 2 times in a row, we've
Wow.
had divine intervention.
This Jubilex dude's starting to scare me.
Jubilex is awesome.
He listens. You know why? Because he listens.
That's right.
He listens. He's not too busy. You know, he's
He walks
never
with
too
you
busy.
and he talks with you.
He does.
He is.
I like this Jubilex dude.
Jubilex is all right with me.
You know,
Jubilex is all
some people
right
say
with me.
yeah.
Jubilex is
Yeah.
all right. I think that's a song. That was a good song.
I
Doobie
like it.
Brothers. They're
Yeah.
coming in June, by the way. Speaking of Doobie Brothers. All right.
And you know what it's time to roll for? Disease, baby.
You really want to do the disease?
Well, don't we need to know what happens
yes. Well, we
to you? Isn't it
know
like
it's-
serious or not
It's
serious?
typhus, whatever that's.
No, but I think it have different levels, doesn't it? Or
Oh,
no?
okay. I'm not sure.
Okay, where is that? It's much earlier. Why do I not have it? Oh, no, where is it? We just
Here it is.
rolled. Oh, there it is.
Disease.
13 and 14.
Yeah, so now we have to figure out severity. You have to roll a d8.
Is that the way you? That's the way you do it.
So
don't
first
you?
you roll. Well, under contracting disease, you figure out if you have it. Then you figure out how bad it is.
Well, what does it affect you? What is typhus?
Typhus is just the name of the disease. It doesn't really say.
Right. So
what
we
it
don't
is.
know the severity
Right.
because we don't know.
Well, no, we have to roll d8.
Maybe some of our viewers have had typhus. If any of our
Yeah.
listeners,
If
or
you've
viewers-
had typhus, please let
Chat,
us know.
can you let us know?
Are you? How did you text on there? Did someone name themselves Dan Gormansky? Oh, is someone on there texting? That's pretty cool.
Oh, thank you. That's my wife. So Isaiah Livers is healthy again. He's going to be back on the Michigan basketball team. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm like,
that's awesome.
I thought that had something to do with.
No, they really need him back.
Oh, okay.
Go blue. Okay.
You have your poor wife texting for you.
Hey, honey, typhus.
Yeah.
Speaking of, what area of the body is affected by typhus, if you know? Because we have a black pudding
that's infected by it,
and he's going to the doctor, and we need to know. Can't you? You can Google the typhus, can't you?
Well, first, it doesn't really matter. It's D8, no matter. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Exactly.
Because it
you
depends.
need to know exactly.
I got you now.
So don't you need? I think you need to Google typhus.
Right. So the why we're doing this is in the DMG page 14. Those who are listening to the pod, Dan has decided in his infinite wisdom to keep this going, that depending on the area of body affected, you roll a d8 to determine the severity of the disease. So it's not a straight thing. So some of them are worse than others. So we don't know what typhus does. So now we have to look up typhus and figure out, because
your wife will be looking at your search history. What?
Why are you looking up typhus?
Now I got to be checked.
There are 8 people still on here. That's all I have to say.
Well, I mean, I think that the Divine Jelly is going to really build a big following now.
Right.
Don't you think?
Typhus definition. Is it typhus, right? Did we say typhus?
No, I think I'm pretty sure it's typhus. That sounds like what you get from eating feces. It must be, right?
Right.
Let me see. Hang on. Typhus. Typhus.
Yeah, it is a disease caused by characterized rash, headaches, fever. Okay.
High mortality rate.
Yeah. Okay. So what is it? So it affects what do the body? Transfer.
Oh, it's bacteria.
Yeah. And rats and okay.
Oh, I bet you you think it's blood. I think it's blood.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's blood. Let's do blood.
It looks like blood. Would be my guess.
Yeah, it's a blood one.
I sound like a doctor, don't I?
Yeah.
They're giving bad news. Oh, I think.
I'm
sorry.
It's
I'm
blood.
sorry, Divine Pudding.
Yeah.
It's in your blood.
It's in your blood.
I know some image of a black pudding on
That's right,
on the table with the doctor
Just sitting there
with a little gown.
That's right, a little gown on. That's a. Maybe we can get Eric to do that.
I never know how to put those things on.
Oh, well.
So confusing.
Usually the opening should be in the back.
Oh,
yeah.
Oopsie daisy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oops. Okay.
So blood.
Let's go. So roll a D8.
D8
to find out the occurrence, right?
So
it's either acute or chronic, right?
5.
It's chronic.
It's severe.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was doing the occurrence first, right?
Oh, what's...
Don't we roll the D8 for occurrence first?
Yeah, occurrence. Or whether it will occur once contracted. Okay, so I guess it's chronic. Okay, that's fine.
That's bad, right? Chronic means it's happening all the time, right?
Yeah, chronic maladies will affect periodically.
You've got a chronic.
Chronic. Well, let's see if it's fatal, because it's fatal.
Severity, yeah. 6 to 8.
No.
It's only severe.
It's only severe.
Okay.
We lose 50 hit points and make him totally disabled for 1 to 2 weeks.
What? Is that true? Oh, really? Is that true?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Oh, a severe malady. Yes. So you lose 50 hit points next week. Oh, you're totally disabled. You're totally disabled for 1 to 2 weeks.
So it's severe and chronic.
You're dead. You're going to die next time.
We're going to have to roll when it happens. We're going to have to figure out if I have an episode of that.
Plus a further 1 to 2 weeks of time during which a malady is in the mild state as a character. You're 2 to 4 weeks. So it's 2, 3, 4. All right, so I have to roll it. See if you still have it.
See if I'm in the chronic stage or not.
Yeah, you're in trouble there. You're in trouble. Okay, I feel bad for that. Well, that's what happens when you go attack in a...
Well, he didn't attack. He was summoned by Jubilex.
That's true.
It's because the royal jelly beseeched Jubilex.
Jubilex, he sent me, and I got typhus. He should cure him.
That's right.
Hey, it's like workers' comp.
Exactly.
Jeez.
That's a horrible thing.
All right.
All right, so that's...
So is this the divine pudding?
It is the divine pudding.
The divine pudding has typhus.
The spike pudding.
Has anyone ever said that sentence in the history of the world?
No.
The divine pudding has typhus. It sounds like a code.
No, that sounds horrible. It has typhus. Wow.
You're better than black pudding than me.
That's true. Typhus sounds horrible.
I'm bringing black pudding next time.
All right. I like it. That would be good. We haven't eaten in a while.
Yep. All right.
No, seriously, we haven't eaten in a while.
I'm starving. Let's get this show on the road. Everyone else is happy. Kelly went back to sleep.
That's
Eric
right.
He's at work at a painting class.
Tired because he's like, oh, that's nice.
Is it spell selection time?
It is spell selection
Let's
time.
do it. Where do I go?
All right, I'll roll percentage. You
Okay. I got it.
could keep this show.
Oh, yeah. So you're doing the scroll thing.
Ooh.
Oh, what is that? 70.
70's too little. 30.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
still, what is it?
71 to 00.
So what is it?
It's a magic user.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure, but I'll check.
All right.
Because I know you really want something else besides magic.
Well, yeah, but that's okay. I mean, it represents what spells would be used. The magic users are more common than illusionists and druids, let's say.
Yeah.
We should learn about their spells. I have no problem with that.
You don't?
No.
Okay. Well, good. That makes it easy then. Yeah, 71 would have been clerical.
No, I like clerics.
10% is, we'll say...
Oh, so 70? Let me look at these percentages. 30% are clerical.
And then
and then you do the subclass.
Yeah, now we do the subclass.
I got you.
90. So that's unfortunately 10%. So it's still a magic.
Went the wrong way.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay, so roll me a die 10 to do the level.
5.
Okay, it's 5th level spell. It's 24, so I need a straight up 24. So 6 and 12.
5.
Cloud kill.
Cloud kill.
This sounds good.
Now we're talking.
See, this is the difference between magic user and illusion spells. Illusionist gets thing like fog cloud.
Right.
Magic user or wall of fog. Magic user gets cloud kill.
Right. Cloud kill.
Oh, and you liked it. You know your spells. So this is a winner.
This is a winner.
This is not a push or mend.
5th level magic user spells are right there.
Yeah, cloud kill doesn't sound good to the
3rd level and 5th level they have a ton of great spells. So it's on page 79 of the player's handbook.
Thank you. Oh, and it's not that long. So, this spell generates a billowing cloud of ghastly yellowish-green vapors, which is so toxic as to slay any creature with fewer than 4+1 hit dice, cause creatures with 4+1 to 5+1 hit dice to save versus poison at -4 on the dice roll, and creatures up to 6 hit dice inclusive to save versus poison normally, or be slain by the cloud. All right, so I need to go back because I'm like, what? This is crazy. This is not this is not stinking cloud, clearly.
No, this is not plant growth.
It's not plant growth, it's not push, it's not mend, it's not even stinking cloud.
Right.
So it is so if you are less than 4+1 hit dice,
die.
You're done. You have no save.
Right, dead.
Wait, what do you do? Hope wind? Can I cast wind?
You could try. I mean, what happens is it kind of moves from typically it's cast in front of the magic user and starts moving away from that. But yeah, you can keep reading.
Wow! And so creatures is 4+1 to 5+1. You get a save at -4.
Yep.
And creatures.
So that's ogres and those kind of creatures.
and creatures up to 6 hit dice to save versus poison normally. Or say, okay, I don't understand that last part. So I understand. So
They just get a normal save. So anything under, if you are 6 hit dice or less, you can be affected. If you're not, it's over.
Oh, I see. So in other words, I gotcha. So below 4 or below, I'm dead. 4 to 5, save -4. 5 to 6-ish, normal save. And then above that, I'm not. It doesn't affect me.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
The Cloud Kill moves away from the spellcaster at 1 inch per round.
Right. You develop it right in front of you, and then it just starts.
Oh, so you
away.
see it coming. So that's the good news. It kind of moves slowly, rolling along the surface of the ground. A wind will cause it to alter course, but it will not move back towards its caster. A strong wind will break it up in 4 rounds, and a greater wind force prevents the use of the spell. Oh, so if it's too windy out, you can't. So if we're on the boat, probably not going to work.
Right.
Very thick vegetation will dispense the cloud in 2 rounds. Moving through such vegetation at 2 inches. As the vapors are heavier than air, they will sink to the lowest level of the land, even pour down den or sinkhole openings. Thus it is ideal for slaying nests of giant ants or gnomes. So you could send it, or burrowing mammals.
Send in the gnomes, that's right.
Oh my gosh, so the cloud, so that's what you do. So you're not like really in melee because they see it coming or something. You could do that. Or you could do it behind the guy. But it's so you're sitting down, you're the gnome, and you're down in your burrow, and you send the Cloud Kill down, and there's really no way to get out of there.
Right.
So can Illusionists can never get this, can they?
Huh?
So my gnome Illusionist assassin.
No,
because this would be a great assassin's weapon. But I can dual class, assassin, magic user, get Cloud Kill, then go assassin, and I could be like the Cloud Kill assassin.
Right.
Dual class human.
You could be. Just clear out everyone. That's why it's beautiful. Because, smart DMs, right, they will reuse lower level monsters that typically party can wipe out. But if you have enough of them, especially if you heard the classic, what's the kobolds, what's the guy's name?
Tucker's kobolds.
Tucker's kobolds, where this is what's great. That takes care of Tucker's kobolds. You're going into a lair.
Yeah.
You send that thing in. It lasts for 9 minutes of death, and then you.
Oh wow! Yeah, or like you got like 1,000 giant rats down there. Mm-hmm. You send it down.
Yep. Now again, some of them are going to survive, but anything in front of it's going to be cleared out.
Wait, why are some of them? Oh, because they're not going to be in the.
Right, because they're going to move. Hopefully, they're not going to run towards you. They're going to eventually run away.
But if they're down in something,
if they can't get out, then then they're dead.
And they're certainly going to be scramming.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. Cloud Kill's pretty. That's a winner.
Yeah, and later editions, which you would not know about, it even affects higher level characters. It does X points of damage every round. So
let's say that you're asking what's on the menu, and I say, oh, you're a magic user, and we'll see your reaction if you want the special. Say, oh, we do have a special today. We have Cloud Kill. Would you like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll take the special.
I'll take the special.
Don't you need to show me the rest? I don't need to see a menu.
Nope.
Taking Cloud Kill.
Cloud Kill is a winner. I mean, yes, there's plenty of good 5th level spells. Conjure Elemental, Wall of Force, Cone of Cold. There's
Animate Dead.
Animate Dead.
I
yeah.
like that one.
Yeah, things I won't take. Animal Growth, probably not. Airy Water, Bigby's Imposing Hand, meh.
It doesn't sound as good.
Cone of Cold, Cloud Kill, Contact of the Plane is nice for other things. Hold Monster is pretty good too, but for a winner.
Yeah, Cloud Kill for the winner.
Cloud Kill if you know you're. John is rightly saying puddings don't have blood, so it should have been immune, but we're not going to argue because I'm getting really hungry and I'm not going to fight with. Because I really don't know if it's a blood thing. It really didn't make sense in the typhus definition.
Right, I just said I'm not a doctor.
Right. It said it affects your skin, so you could have said it was a skin rash, but I don't know.
Only on this show do we talk about.
Why would they even put typhus there? Just who cares what the disease is? Just say it's a disease.
Yeah, right.
Or say it's a blood disease, so you know what to look it up on.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah.
Not Delph approved. That thing was not Delph approved.
The Monster Manor is not Delph.
No,
never.
Not.
Guy's never got it.
Not it. That's now we know.
We
why.
got it.
Right. We got it.
You don't have it.
He doesn't have it.
All right.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Whatever. But come on, man. It's a real cool. A black pudding with typhus is cool.
It is cool.
Okay.
Well, I'm calling it audible. It's 12:29.
Is it really?
Yes.
My basketball game is on.
Yes, that's why she's probably telling you about that.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to delay. We're actually coming next week. So what do? We have Jim Ward on, but we did do a research on White Dwarf.
Oh yes, we did do.
Yes.
Well, look, I can talk like in 5 minutes about that White Dwarf magazine.
Okay, let's. Well,
I thought there's only one really cool thing in there.
there's a few things in there.
I like the potions.
You know what's interesting. So, in our word of recall segment, we're not going to completely discount it but again, 4.5 hours into it, we need to move on. Today is January. This is January 1980, and we read. It's not issue 21.
16.
16 is the issue.
It was December/January because it was bi-monthly.
Right. So at this point, whereas Dragons at issue 33, it's been a few years older. They're still in the bi-monthly issue. So, what was your take on the magazine?
My take on the magazine was that I felt that the Fiend Factory, which was their monsters, that they had monsters that didn't make the cut for the Fiend Folio.
Yep.
If you didn't make the cut for the Fiend, there's some odd monsters in Fiend Folio. If you didn't make the cut for the Fiend Folio, that's not great. I thought those monsters were definitely all one-offs. You'd use them once.
Right. They had Tensor's Beast or something, which was basically a Tensor's disc.
It's a disc. It wasn't a monster, right? I wasn't impressed with the monsters. I thought the potions were funny, only probably coming from a DM, because most of those potions would do something to you that you don't want.
Right.
Right, that you become obese, or every time you talk, there's a foghorn sound.
Right. Some sound of it.
I think those are cool when you read them. I think when you play them and the characters drink it, it doesn't go over as well often as when you read it.
And it would have been nice to have a rolling chart, like on the Dragon magazine, where you could roll to pick it randomly. This one just had a list of them. You'd have to come up with, if you wanted to just generate one off the top. Right. You didn't have an easy table. We're all fans of tables. We love tables.
Right. So my sense was there was not a lot going on in that one, other than, as I mentioned, I thought the potions were funny and entertaining. I might use one or two of those. That was it. How about you?
Well, I read the entire 37 pages of it.
Did you actually read the whole thing?
I read the whole thing.
I didn't read non-AD articles. Wow.
So there wasn't a whole lot of articles. I mean, again, they're still trying to grow up. So some interesting things. We had the holiday edition where we're looking for Christmas thing. They actually had a nativity scene on page 2 with one of the gifts to the Christ child was a D12. So that was interesting.
Very nice.
Page 3 had an advert for Starship Troopers, which was a game I used to play, the box edition. They also said that the Galactic Alien book is more important than the Bible. It would be determined later on in future things. Well, so I think we need to go.
It's only been 40 years.
That's right.
35 years.
And those monsters, remember we first looked over that book, and we were like, "What is that?" That's actually related to the Thomas Covenant Unbeliever series, which I didn't understand when I saw it. Some of them were okay, but they're so specific to the book, it was didn't mean a whole lot to me because I haven't read any of those, so I should probably read that. Then they had the new. Hey, I'm looking forward to the new Traveler booklets coming out because there were only the 3 books at this time. There's a bunch of them coming out. There's a Boot Hill Encounters, which we kind of played around with. So if you want random encounters, your HexCrawl, we should do a HexCrawl in the Midwest.
Absolutely.
That would be awesome. Or in the Wild West. Open Box, they went over Imperium. Boot Hill, they saw it was pretty good. Snapshot was a game. And of course, they did a first impressions of the Dungeon Master's Guide. I can't wait to get that book.
Did you read that review? Basically, it's too long. I couldn't really read it, so I can't do a review.
I'll get back to you.
And it was like, what was it? Rating or whatever, not applicable.
Yep, not applicable. Yep.
And then when we can ask him about it next week, there was a Gamma World scenario, a mini adventure by
Jim Ward.
Jim Ward, who'll be on next time.
He was the co-author of Gamma World, and Path of the Lil was the name of the mini scenario.
Right.
I've never played Gamma World, so I didn't really understand it. So we need to ask him about Gamma World. Again, he'll be on next week, which is why we're breaking from our normal every other week. We're doing this week, then next week, and then we're taking 2 weeks off or something like that. We got to come up with a schedule. Then like you mentioned, the Fiend Factory looked like the land of misfit monsters. Felt like from Rudolph. The Tender Beast was the one. Then they had Royal Day 5, at the Royal Horticultural Hall.
Yeah, Games Day 5. Yeah.
Games Day 5. Now, what's the place that Gen Con was?
Yeah, there was a horticultural hall in Lake Geneva where Gen Con, if I recall correctly, was first done. So it was interesting. There's a horticultural. So should we find a horticultural hall here?
Yes, we need to find a horticultural hall.
We need to run something in a horticultural hall here because clearly
I'm not sure what a horticultural hall is. It's just a room, right?
I don't know. I mean, I've looked in it at Gen Con.
Here in Florida.
Where Gen Con was.
We talked about the dragon letters, people complaining about the quality of the Fiend Factory monsters. I found that interesting. Apparently it wasn't just us going, this quality's gone down.
Right.
And there was a discussion back and forth. Now, the thing that I found most interesting, I did not know this, but maybe you did. that they were selling at the time soft-covered versions of the Monster Manual Player's
I
Handbook.
did not know that. I didn't see that. I did not know that.
So they were only £6 versus £10 or £4, and there are soft versions of the Monster Manual Player's Handbook.
I did not know that.
So I would love to find one of those if they still exist.
I'm sure they're not cheap.
Well, and I'm sure they're destroyed too, because being paperback,
right,
they're probably not a good thing. And one of our dear listeners, one of our patrons, asked, we need to tie this into real events, which we did a little bit. So in January 29th of 1980, Paul McCartney was released from a Japanese jail, I think for marijuana possession.
I think that's right.
And 6 Iranian hostages, and I wanted to tie this into our Canadian thing. I was going to ask Kelly about this. 6 of the Iranian-held U.S. hostages escaped with the help of the Canadians.
Oh, that was a movie.
That was that movie. That's right.
It was a very good movie.
What's his face?
Not Matt Damon, the other one.
No, the other one. Yeah, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck,
I think it was, right. I forgot the name of the movie. But
that was Argo?
Argo, that's right. So that's when it happened, January 29th.
All right.
See, I did. You focused on Kelly, and
I'll do the 1980 gaming stuff.
That's right.
And you do the
random things of that.
All right.
And if you listen to my hour and a half nonsense, you realize we put a lot of effort into this because we know you're spending 5 hours with us. We serve something.
Somebody is.
Someone is. All right. Suggestion.
I don't have. I have no suggestion.
Okay. So I have a suggestion. So I went to our local Goodwill, and this Goodwill is great because look what I found. And you're gonna find this funny.
What's going on?
So I found the Two Towers.
Yeah.
I found Return of the King.
Right.
Which one didn't it have?
The Fellowship, obviously.
So I don't have to read. I'll never have to read
That's
about
not
Tom.
That's the Fellowship.
No, it's not. It's Game of Thrones.
What? You're skipping right over?
That's right.
Wow, this is made for you.
It was made for me. So I have to read about
Tom Bombadil.
Exactly.
Boo.
So I first saw this book, The Two Towers, A Return of the King. I'm like, oh. So I looked around, found this. Then I spent another 25 minutes looking for the Fellowship, and so apparently either someone just grabbed that book, or they didn't have, or they knew I don't want to read about Tom.
You have to get. Are you going to get the Atlas?
Yeah, I'm thinking about
You should get the Atlas. The Atlas is really good.
All right. Good. But the point of this is, for $1 each, you help a good charity. They help people, and you get good books. Look, these are in perfect shape, and I need to read these because I read The Hobbit last year. I'm going to reread The Lord of the Rings, and I will get The Fellowship to read.
You should. Fellowship's great. All right.
All right.
Die 10 time?
Yes.
Oh,
no modifier, because it's 4.5 hours.
This is a
long.
10.
Yeah.
5. Not bad.
That's okay.
Okay.
All right. What else do we have to say? We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter. If you want to DM or you want to play in our new virtual Grognards Guild, info@grogcon.com. There'll be an update for GrogCon 2020. We're on iTunes. If you like what we're doing, please review, like, and subscribe. That's how other people will figure out what we're doing. We have Jim Ward coming next week. Then at the end of the month, who do we have? End of February, the 29th?
Oh, we have the